CWTFB Radio. I am your host, Charlie MaSheen, man. We are always in Exposed TV studios, man. As you can see, this is episode 130. We got a special occasion right now, man. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of what we're doing, I want to give a special shout-out to Paradise Kitchen for catering this night, man, for coming through with some real good chicken and some sliders and more things of that nature. The shit was delicious. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good, right?
What'd you like? What'd you like?
The chicken was amazing.
What kind?
It was a honey jerk, I believe.
That shit
right?
was.
She was smacking.
That shit was spicy.
She was smacking. Right?
It was.
She was smacking. Special shout out to Punch Pies, packed with a punch, man. We got Chanel Shantae in the building. Make some noise for her, man. She's curating the pies. If you got a sweet tooth, she gonna hook you up, man. All types of flavors, delicious. Man. She gonna tell you what they are before y'all get up out of here.
That shit was fine.
You know what I mean? I mean,
she gave me some Oreo punch pie.
Like the Oreo joint.
She got banana pudding.
And blue
banana pudding. She got some new
Black
shit.
people love them some banana pudding, right?
That's
my favorite.
Every barbecue, nigga, every trip.
Oreo is definitely the best. I ain't gonna lie.
But this is a special occasion, man. Like I was saying, we have some of the most prominent, figures out here as far as when it comes to media in this scene. And, I could introduce every single one of them, but we'd be here all night with the way I do intros, man. So I just want to have everybody just introduce yourselves to the audience and let them know who you are and what you do. Starting with Boss Lady right here.
Oh, me? I
Mama
thought it was going to be
exposed.
randomly.
Nah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's just go down in a row. Fuck it.
What's up? It's Katiria. People know me as the favorite Latina because that's what I am. But no, I'm the co-owner of Exposed TV Studios.
That's right.
And Exposed TV. And we are all multimedia platform exposing artists in a positive way through media, events, and development. Come check out Exposed TV. Obviously, we're here.
Yes.
And I'm really happy. Oh, follow me. Official Katiria. I think so. I don't know if that's my IG. I forgot.
You don't manage your own shit?
Huh?
You don't manage it?
She's too lit now.
She's a superstar.
Right, she popping.
I manage like 7 accounts. It's
Oh,
official
excuse me?
Katiria. Katiria.
Go ahead, Danielle. Ladies first.
Oh,
that was
hi.
good. That was
My
good.
name is Danielle, also known as Miss Hotsauce, and I am the founder and CEO of Spark FM Online.
Yes. Yes, she is.
That's my intro.
I love it.
That's it? Who next?
You.
Want me to go?
Yeah.
What camera are we looking at? I'm looking at all of them.
Looking
I look at my camera.
Yeah,
Just
look
make
at the
sure you
big
pause
lens.
at the
I'm
end and
saying,
smile.
pause.
And
Looking
smile.
long gaze. I'm Sam. I'm 1/3 of It's Lit Boston, the first award-winning podcast in the city. I'm also. Feel me?
Damn.
Feel me?
Shots fired.
Pew, pew, pew.
Shout out to Cash in the building. But I'm always out here to support. Shout out to Katiria. Katiria is also on that award-winning podcast. Feel me? Shout out to Chiz as well.
Yes, you know that.
Double. We
Reigning
still
champs.
waiting on you.
Reigning
Hotsauce,
champs.
shout out to you.
We coming over there.
Noble was there. Brandon was there also. Feel me? But I'm here.
He said I'm not a podcast. that was Noble. That wasn't me.
Noble,
I'm not.
you aren't. Touche.
It's a TV show.
But who are you?
Oh, I'm Noble. Oh, it's my turn. My bad.
We was jumping around.
We're jumping.
Creative Museum TV. You know what I'm saying? Mad genius behind the whole shit. I ain't done yet. Still working on my 10-year theory. In my 8 years, got 18 months left. Y'all niggas gonna see how the story unfolds. Fuck with me.
Bang.
I like it.
Trill shit.
I like it.
Brandon Matthews, co-founder of Killer Boombox, KBX Media, and also co-founder of an experiential and guerrilla marketing firm based in New England.
I like that.
Okay.
Double. I play music on the radio. Personality. Tour DJ.
Yeah.
Jordan Lucas. A couple other things in the works, but y'all see that real soon.
Okay, I like that. I like
Just
that.
make shit happen. Let's put it that way. Make shit happen. Behind the scenes too.
Wow.
Behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all of
Okay.
the above, man.
All of that.
So the reason why I wanted to do this today, man, was I just wanted to kind of have a meeting of the minds. You guys are like the voices and faces of a lot of different things out here. We all do our things at a high level, and we all do it very different. But at the same time, we all have the same goal, right? and that's to make us way more lit than what we already are. We know we lit, but we want the whole world to know that we lit, right?
Yes.
And this is why we here, man. So there's a lot of different topics that I want to talk about. And the first one being, our scene, right? Our scene and where it's at right now. We were just saying earlier, it's a good year right now, right? 2022 is a good year. So anybody could take the lead on this, man. Like, where do you feel like we are right now as a scene, as a whole?
I'll take that one. I think we're in a good place, but I say our leaders, the gap between our leaders and the ones who should be taking the reins after is too far. So what I'm trying to say is
that's right.
The people who are behind, who should be ready, are not quite there. Our top, like, if I'm gonna talk about artists,
right? Okay,
hands down, like, I don't think there's any argument about what I'm gonna say. You have Millie's,
of course.
You have Bia. You have Joyner,
of course,
and you have Stiz,
of course.
Whether Stiz has dropped recently or whatever, Stiz has earned that right.
He did drop recently, right?
No, yeah, but I mean, like, some people like almost try to kind of leave him out of the conversation, but he is the face. Let's put it this way: Stiz was the face of Boston.
Yes,
and I can kind of say still is,
right?
Because when you break it down, Boston says Joyner's not from Boston. They say Millie's is not from Boston, and they say Bia is not from Boston. So Stiz is the only one that's from Boston.
What'd you say?
We love it, man. We low key not counting Koi, man.
You said who?
Is there a reason we don't count Koi?
Well, they're not gonna count Koi because Koi was raised in Jersey, and she put a lot of time in Jersey. But one thing I will tell you about Koi, whenever she comes out here, she reps Boston so hard.
Very hard.
And it's kind of hard to say something about the daughter of Ray Benzino. That nigga reps Boston so hard, he damn near got the B tatted on his heart. Not his chest, his heart.
That's a fact.
So, like, a lot of people say that. I mean, I get it, but we should be happy that somebody wants to shed a light back on where we are, because people leave and go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always count her. So I was wondering why we collectively don't.
Because that's gonna come with the, y'all see what happened when I posted that clip. They started running wild with it. So I don't even want to give them that anymore. It's like, at what point do we stop proving something to ourselves and we start going to fight the war out there, showing that we have what it takes to bang with this industry? Because when you look at it, they don't group Millie's, Joyner, Bia, and Stiz together at all. But those are 4 artists who are active right now. Bia killing shit.
Everything.
Millie's active as fuck everywhere. You can't say nothing that he ain't doing. Motherfuckers on the floor at the Celtics game all the time.
Representation is great right now.
Yeah, so we have the faces out there. But at what point do we stop proving the points to ourselves and we start doing it for the greater cause?
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else want to piggyback off that?
I ain't gonna hold you. That was a great topic to kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to say that, like, we got our front runners and, people that, might necessarily be right behind that is, kind of like, that's super accurate. I never thought about that concept.
Because think about it. Give us 7 years ago, we had a lot more names that we were mentioning. I'll tell y'all just like this, a quick story. Dutch Rebel, Replay, Avenue, Joyner, Millie's. I forget who else was on that stage. All opened up for Nipsey Hussle.
What was that?
At the Cyclorama.
Nigga, I worked 12 hours that day. Didn't get no interview. Yo, this nigga, Jorge Peniche, man, yo, bro, you gave me the wrong number, my nigga. I'll never forget that shit, bro. I worked 12 hours, bro. I worked 12 hours, my nigga.
Yo, and that show was dead.
Really?
There was one Asian kid that opened up named Ciroc Boy. He had the whole crew, whole bunch of Crip Asians. Yo, we ain't have nobody, all of us. So all of us together didn't pull nothing in there.
That's crazy.
And this is just showing you, like, where we came from. I remember when Bia was trying to figure it out, Joyner was trying to figure it out, Millie's was trying to figure it out. It was hard.
Yeah, I remember those days too. You know, but my thing really is like, you know, the reason why I want to have this conversation is like, because you said something very important. There's people who are kind of supposed to be grabbing the baton right now, right? What do you think is stopping them from doing so?
I think they get in their own way. Like when I said, like, at what point do we stop competing for here and go out there? Like, don't look at nobody who's doing something out here.
Right.
This isn't your competition.
Right.
If you play basketball, you take a basketball to the court and you practicing, do you want to be the man on your block?
No.
Or do you want to play against LeBron?
Right.
Eventually you want to get to that point. So let's not strive to be the man on our block. It's not hard to lock your block down. It shouldn't be hard. It's your block.
Right.
We should be competing out there. So I mean, for those artists, it's Millie's has a quote, or he calls Boston, he says, not title town, entitlement town.
Entitlement town.
I like that.
I do like that.
So that's
down,
one
write
thing
that
that, you know,
You
a lot of
saying that about Boston niggas?
no, not,
See how rumors get started?
not Boston. Nah. It's like people in general. People feel like entitled to, like there's people like, yo, let me get a feature. Or people say, how come you don't do more features with people within the city? And it's like, okay, you know, I do pay my bills with this. This is what I do. I've worked so hard. I've paid people for features.
Right.
I've invested money for over a decade strong.
As you should.
Going hard. So at what point do we respect another man's craft and his hustle and what he does, and we approach that man on business, not on favors?
Right.
That's the entitlement. Like, you know, stuff like that. So,
I like that.
and that's just the artist point.
That's across the
everybody
board.
feels. No, that's what I
Yeah,
said. Just the
that's-
artists.
yeah.
Like, there's probably people that come to you like, yo, we should be having interviews on your platform. We're doing you a favor for coming on your platform. You get that? Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Now, I'm the newbie here, right? I'm the newest face of any platform, right? As far as all you guys here, right? You guys been around for a while, right? Like y'all all been doing y'all thing for a minute. Spark FM is still fairly new, but your presence has been felt, you know, for a very long time. Katiria, you used to be on JAMN. Now you got Exposed TV. You know, we know Dubble. We know, you know, Sam, you've been doing this lit for a while. Killer Boombox with B, you know, Show Off Media, things of that nature. Noble, Museum TV. You know, the transition from, you know, then and now, right? What can we do to kind of like push the culture forward? Because we're way better than we were before.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You know, like light years better. You know what I'm saying? So like, what do you think like it's kind of like next for a scene like ours?
Networking.
Yeah.
Networking. There's too many clips.
Investing in your craft. Not saying everybody doesn't do it, but it takes a lot to invest, because if you want to make money, you got to be a business and you got to think as a business.
Absolutely.
And so
Money
that's
don't make
very
no money.
important.
You
You
have,
know.
first, for one, you have to treat this like a business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's no friendship.
No, there's no
Because
friends
that's
in
when you
business.
ask somebody for a favor, they might be like, nah, this. And now that friendship is strayed. See, so it's
Yeah.
got to be all business. You got to take that hat off and understand, like, nah, this is where I'm coming at you on, and they're going to respect it. You know,
Exactly.
out
And
the
I
gate.
feel afraid to do that. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people that are amazing. They're like, oh, I don't know if I should start charging for a feature, or I don't know if I should do this. And it's just one of those things that if you want to get to where you have to go, then you need to stop thinking about it and just go. You got to jump.
People just need work ethic. That's it. Some
Yeah.
people don't
Yeah.
have
I
work
agree.
ethic. They,
Yeah.
they just want to show up
They
to
work
shit
for a week and
yeah,
then they're like,
they
oh,
out.
I'm tired.
They get the likes and they get the views and they get somebody with a blue check that shared them. They feel like they lit, but you're not.
Check.
But you know what? I like that you did say that. And you asked the question is that a lot of people don't even know what to do
Right.
when it comes to artists. Like, there's an artist that was on this platform that I had a phone call with yesterday, and he was like, yo, I just don't know how to. I hit him. I was like, yo, you got me as a resource, bro. Like, I feel kind of insulted that you're not coming to me with the music or whatever. Like,
Right.
I'm here for you. Like, I'm here for us. What's up? He was like, yo, I just don't know how to go about it. Like, I don't know how to, and that's the thing. So
What do you think that stems
That's
from?
it.
that's,
People in the past that they've met.
Resources.
yeah.
I
People in
think
the
that a lot
past.
of people
Not knowing
don't-
how to ask.
Yeah,
Exactly,
people.
Nick.
A lot of people have a great idea, of
Sorry.
Yes, the theatrics. We
Hey.
need that.
Wow.
yes, bingo.
Wow.
That was a great idea.
That was not intentional, by the way.
Wow.
I think that a lot of people want to, but like they don't know. They have no idea. When you start to treat your business, when you start to treat your art or your platform like a business, it changes over from being a creative to now having to think like a business. And that's the part that's not easy. It's not the part that's not easy at all. You got to think about pricing. You got to think about legal shit. You got to think about so many things as a business to make sure that you're not just sitting there making music and creating and going to the studio. Like Sam said, you've got a network.
Being
Like
professional.
Katiria said, you got to be a professional. You got to invest in your business. And a lot of people don't even have a clue of how to do that because all they know is create. All they know is how to create. It's hard. It is really, really hard.
I think we need more people to actually start businesses. You know, I think we compare ourselves to a lot of other cities and they're like, oh, what about Atlanta? What about New York? And if you look at those cities, it's not just that there's more opportunities, there's more legitimate businesses that are doing things to create an infrastructure. We don't have any infrastructure here of any real businesses. You know, you have a few platforms like us up here. You have very few marketing resources. You have very few PR resources. You have very few resources that those other businesses that are involved in music that are needed in order for us to have a fully functioning city. So until we get those things, even if you look at it on the corporate side, why would I, a record label or something, want to look at this market when there aren't even those elements that would make this a legitimate city to look into that don't exist?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said the Atlanta thing because everybody wants to go to ATL. For one, with two issues I'm going to address here. If you think you're going to go to Atlanta and get popping, think again.
Get in line.
Because
Literally.
there's so many people flocking to Atlanta right now, and people who are from Atlanta know who's from Atlanta,
Right.
and they're going to embrace those people. It's good. You might be able to get something to stick in 10 years. And even when you get popping out there, they make the phone call back home to make sure it really checks out. So that's one thing. But two is people say, oh, well, how come when I come here, like, it's not like Atlanta, like the DJs don't do this, they don't do that. Those same people will go to Atlanta and drop a bag out there
Yeah,
That's
come
a fact.
right
for a
back
look,
home.
come back here and feel like they should get it for free, whatever it may be.
Right. Yeah,
But
we got
then-
social gunshot for that.
Because I'm from here and
But
they
then
should be looking up.
on top of that, right? Think about this. Outkast started with Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's like 93, 94.
Yeah.
They've been going hard. Seen what they said at the Source Awards when they won that award. Like they said the South got something to say. They've been pushing. You had Pastor Troy at the same time. You had different people coming out. You had Little John. You had Young Bloods. You had Jeezy. You had T.I. You had all these people that kept on running with the torch. Who have we had?
We had Benzino in the 90s.
No, I get that. And listen, no, that wasn't in the 90s. That was like 2002,
Party people
2003.
dance
But
Feel me?
regardless, though, like Benzino did fly that flag. He did rep Boston.
Yeah.
And one thing about them is they held it down.
They made niggas scared to come to
Oh,
Boston.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think
I heard stories.
I
It's
want to
crazy.
say I heard a story about, I think it was Big Daddy Kane at Skytop Plaza.
Yeah.
I heard he caught it so bad. He said, I ain't never coming back to Boston.
Yeah.
God.
Is it?
So it's like,
Yeah.
that's
Is
what it
that
was.
what we want?
No, I'm just
Well,
saying. I
back
just said
then
they
you
held
did.
it down. That's
Back,
all I'm
back,
saying.
back then, that was lit.
Back then, they thought I was just white here. Yeah,
Like,
you
that
needed
sounds
that.
scary.
But at the same time,
That was like your resume.
but let's look at it like this: had you not had Benzino, what would have been the representation? Period.
Right.
We
New
wouldn't
Kids on
have
the Block.
had anything.
Right.
I mean, I have a
New
question.
Edition, yeah.
What is representation? In order to get the torch, wouldn't somebody have to pass the torch? I don't feel like anybody is passing the torch.
Oh no, I feel like we lit the torch. Yeah, go ahead.
I think what E is really saying is if there really was somebody else that was moving like that, we would have knew who that was.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what
But
I'm
not
saying?
only that is think about Outkast from '94 fighting to get to where they are.
Yeah.
We didn't have nobody like that. That
Was
was
Stacks on that stage crying. I'm like,
Right,
"Yo,
right.
Give me some respect.
so they won that though, but we don't have that. Who do we refer to as an example for us to go off of, or who can we call as the big homies? like, yo, I'm going through this. Now we're the first ones. We're the trailblazers.
Right.
The people behind us are the torchbearers.
Right.
Okay.
Do you think that has to do something with the people who's passing the torch, though? Because I feel like there's a lot of times where, you know, the guys who are ready to receive it are like, well, I don't get no looks from this person who, you know, in theory should be putting me on and should be bringing my name up in certain rooms and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
That matters to how the person came up. If that person got that love, are they going to show it? Or who that person is? Is that person who will break the chain and be like, they didn't give me the love, but I'm going to give it anyhow.
Right.
So, and I don't want to discredit people like Mr. Lift, Acrobatic.
Yo, shout out Acrobatic.
Because we had a heavy underground scene.
At OG?
At OG, yeah. One one of the first videos I ever recorded was Be a Father to Your Child.
Yeah. Dre Robinson. Yeah.
You know, so there's been people that have done things. But as we have a lot of talent right now, good talent at the same time, and on this platform where they are, I don't think we've ever seen this much at the same time, firing off like they're firing off. When you look at it like this, I think if we say top 3 in the game right now, I think J. Cole lands in at least the top 5 with everybody.
Okay.
That may be up for debate. I see he kind of got a little shaky.
I'm agreeing. I'm trying to hear the other 4.
So if we got Cole in top 5 and he got a record with Bia and Joyner,
right?
Yeah.
So that means that we have talent that that's recognizable.
That transcend into something.
But you also got that with Joyner because he got a record with a top 5 rapper also.
Joyner got a record with everybody though.
Exactly, but look where he had to come from.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Feel me? Nobody respected Worcester. Let's keep it a buck.
Right, that's a fact.
Nobody respected it. Let's keep it a thou wow. That or Brockton, but that's where most of the talent come from.
Right now.
Feel me?
Yeah. But you know what? It's almost like that in the game too. Like, Rod Wave ain't from Miami,
right?
Tampa, or Orlando.
Where you from?
He's from
Tallahassee or
somewhere up in the top.
Somewhere with an accent.
Yeah. So you're finding those, like, even the kid Sleazy World Flow.
Yeah.
Facts.
He from Kansas City.
Kansas City, okay.
You're seeing a whole bunch of smaller markets start popping
factions,
up now.
Yeah.
But Boston is a big city though. Like, that's something that people know. Even if you haven't been there, you can identify it with something.
It's the biggest small city on
But I feel like that's where we pigeonhole ourselves and just say Boston and not just Mass as a whole.
I agree.
Because just saying Boston makes everybody just look at Dorchester, Mattapan, Roxbury and shit. But you got dudes like Token who ain't nowhere from here.
Yeah.
Where's Token from?
Token is, I want to say he's from like Salem or somewhere over there.
Okay.
But you know it's crazy. Like, I'll say this because I'm supposed to have Token on for an interview. But we was at Joyner's house.
Go ahead
for
and
his
flex,
birthday.
man. Go ahead and flex.
No. Listen. One
I'm
thing
gonna
about
network with you after this to get that Token interview also.
He knows I share my resources. I throw the pass.
Of course.
But I asked Token. I said, "Do you feel like you're not included with the scene?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "I understand it, but I asked it for a reason because I wanted to start the conversation and start to bridge the gap. I've always preached unity.
Right.
I've never been divisive.
I can attest to that.
Okay, let me ask you a question though. Did you ask him? Has he tried to connect with the community?
And I know that's the next one.
Has any of them connected?
But that's why I want to crack the So now I can try to bridge that
connect
gap
with the community, but the community might not want.
But it's who you connect to.
It's
who you connect
I've
through.
had a big conversation with Clinton Sparks, and he was like, "I've been for many years, and I kind of gave up in a way, just pick and choose."
But when you think about it like this, right? If we can say that we are big enough,
right? Indeed,
media that's within the city as far as our representation. Yes. I think all of us would sit down and talk to Token.
Oh, absolutely.
Fast.
So it's just about like he said, who you deal with.
But it's also about them making themselves accessible.
1,000%.
Some people right? They make it so that way you got to go through this person to jump through a hoop to this person. By the time you get there, you don't want that shit.
So that's the thing, right? Where it's like, there are some guys that it's like, yo, I would love to have a sit down with them and things of that nature, but they kind of put themselves in a bubble. Token being one of them.
Right.
I don't know why that is. You know what I mean? Because I think everybody here respects Token's pen.
Of course, of course.
Kid can rap, right?
For sure.
He can rap his fucking ass off, but he does kind of alienate himself.
He was there. Yeah, he opened up. He opened up that Nipsey Hussle shit.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
Everybody who's and you know what? pardon me for not including Token in those months, because Token tours across seas.
Yeah,
Token is
gets
doing
placements and everything.
phenomenal right
He
now.
has a cult-like following.
Shout out to his DJ Jacasso too.
Yeah, shout out to Picasso.
Yeah, my man Picasso, yeah. That's my man John Glass, too.
Facts.
Producer.
Shout out to John Glass.
Yes,
John
John
Glass.
Glass.
Yes.
He's nasty.
He got
So-
Cole on his cachet now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even Aziz, shout out to Aziz,
Yeah.
Shout out
and John
Aziz.
Glass. They got the London record, like, and that's why I said it. Not even let's forget the artists, because that's the easiest target. Producers,
Facts.
we got producers that are making some noise.
We got
too.
fire producers, man.
But let me ask you
Yes.
this: when do they ever group us all together?
They
What do
don't.
you mean?
You never hear about these producers from this. Forget the city, the state are doing their thing. When
I mean, you got
forget-
you got Tash. You got the Pop Smoke single, right? Tash got it. Stoop Kid, he's from here.
Yep.
You know what I mean, he got his deal on Clubhouse. You know what I mean,
Shout out to Stoop.
there's people here that got talent. You know what I mean, but it's more so about your work ethic. You got talent. How you gonna prove it to me? How you gonna show me?
1000%.
Like I like shout out to you, right? I asked him like, yo, you got a website? You ain't got no website? How are people gonna go to your shit? Because there's some millionaire over here who don't got social media.
Right.
some people ain't social
Feel me?
and they don't know how to talk.
Right.
There's
And some
people
people-
that are lit, and it's just like, nigga, I'm lit.
Yeah.
Why would I need to talk?
But you should.
Yeah, that-
you should. You
but-
pigeonholing.
I see a lot of that.
But you pigeonholing yourself.
That's
Yeah.
entitlement.
Pigeonholing yourself.
Yeah.
That's entitlement. Like,
It is.
nah, nigga,
That's
you-
not
you
the
should
energy.
talk to
Facts.
me.
If he's getting to it,
Nah, but you got to remove your ego from some conversations.
Honestly, wouldn't that be the same situation with Joyner? He's getting to it.
Yeah, he's
He
always
can
been
talk
good.
to the soul.
I mean, do you want to talk to him?
I mean,
Yes.
I have.
Absolutely.
Joyner
I'm
Lucas is
saying,
Yes.
as a
amazing.
person.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
saying.
do-
I would love that, but all I'm saying is like I hear what we're saying, but at the same time, I just feel like there is two sides to the story.
Of course, there's always two
sides.
sides.
Yeah.
But are you reaching out to those people? Like, are you going straight to him, or are you going through the levels that you need to, the chains of people? Are you going through his DJ? You got a DJ right here. Are you going through his publicist or anything?
Noble, my brothers.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's actually a
if
good
there's
point.
ever an opportunity,
motherfuckers can find a Zaza online, but can't find a way to go connect with this person. It's crazy.
They
It's
got-
crazy.
I will say
Crazy,
that
yo.
Man,
sometimes.
be the talk.
Sometimes it's not
I
always
want
that
men to be
easy
talk.
to just reach out and
It's
talk
not.
to them, and I have a very legal radio station, and I've reached out to everybody, and it's very, very hard to get in touch with them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I understand that they had to go through stuff like that, but if you're not reaching back once you get there, I'm not sure what we're actually talking about and how we're going to elevate this city. If the people that are on top, that have the platforms to come back and reach back and help those, or to sit on a platform or to talk to people without jumping through hoops, then what is the point? Like, representation and just, I rep Boston is not enough if we don't ever see you.
Right.
We
Right.
don't ever
Right.
see these people unless you are paying them lots of money and they are backstage somewhere. So,
Right.
and I've tried.
That's accessibility.
Y'all know I tried. So I'm just
Can I
saying
say
that
one thing?
it's gotta be
Can I say
better.
one thing before my man B talks?
Go ahead.
My man B to talk.
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to present a two-sided coin, right? So speaking of one of our biggest artists, Joyner, right? You know what I'm saying? I got my man E-Double here, right? Joyner is at a point where it's like, yo, he could really just do whatever the fuck he wants.
Absolutely.
Respectfully, right? But what would help and elevate the Massachusetts scene would be what, you know what I'm saying, Sauce is
Reaching
talking
back.
about, being like, I bet I know and I understand that Boston was on some bullshit with me, but let me be that real nigga and at least go fuck with somebody that I see, or at the very least, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
Trying to
you know
move
what I'm
the
saying?
culture.
You know what I'm saying? To be like, all right, Bella, I understand y'all was on some bullshit with me, but I'll fuck with y'all niggas. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Something like that. Again, presenting that two-sided coin, because he can, again, respectfully do what the fuck he want. But I personally would like to see him be like, you know what? I was there. I was there watching it, my nigga. Like,
Yeah.
like my interview was a paradise. I'm like, yo, I fuck with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, yo, like, I would love to see him be like, you know what? I was on some bullshit, but I fuck with y'all. Man.
I think that's the key
That's just
right
me.
there.
That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Jordan could be like,
100%.
fuck what Noble saying, fuck Museum TV, da 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 da. You can say all that, but that's just all. That's all.
I think one of the biggest things is that what you guys started out with is that all of us are relatively new, less than 10 years, and Noble being, whatever. And I think that, and I think that what they were going through back there, we didn't have platforms that were at that point where they could feel like, yo, this is legit. I seen these people working or whatever. For us to get the brunt of it because of what happened to them when they were coming up
100%.
is kind of not fair.
And can I just say the story behind how I even got that joint interview? My nigga, I was still working the airlines, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was still working at Virgin America. I seen him randomly tweet like, yo, I'm in Boston, come fuck with me. Nigga, I ain't seen much reply, so I'm like, nigga, what's good, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? Fucking checking niggas into their flight. Oh, how's it going? Bro, I'm fucking tweeting. I get off work, bro, I run to my spot, bro. Y'all know I was at the spot doing all our interviews.
Right.
Spec the shit up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up having an interview. Izzo was there. Now Izzo's a whole Afrobeat artist. My nigga, you know what I'm saying? Shout out
Shout
you
to
know
Izzo.
what I'm saying? Bro, Zay, that, what's dog's name? That was there, bro. His man's that passed, unfortunately, bro. Abe was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, them three pulled up to the spot. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand Jordan's frustration with us. No funny shit.
Yeah.
But I would just love to see, you know what I'm saying, him being the big artist that he is.
All of them.
I want to say something, and just like you want B to take it, I'm gonna give the perfect alley-oop to B. Now, not just Joyner. I'll go ahead and say Millie's. I'll go ahead and say Bia.
I think
They all didn't get embraced. So
I thought Millie's was always embraced.
hell no,
No, he wasn't.
Hell no.
Hell
Millie
no.
still
Definitely
catches
not.
it.
He's got a
Hell
lot
no.
of
But
Definitely
you know
not.
what? Like Kiss said, the love overpowers the hate. It's more than tools now. He's just that much stronger to the point. Like
Right.
you know, it's when you're on your way trying to get there, they're not gonna talk trash about you. When you start elevating
That's
and they
when it all
see that
comes
you start
out.
taking off,
Yeah.
it become a yo.
That crab
I'm
trying to pull
gonna
you
come
back.
I'm gonna come talk to him with you and see if you go ahead and go along, because now I got you on my side. It become the barbershop talk. It become a conversation. You start elevating. It keeps on going up. But then when you reach that certain level of success, when you keep on talking now, you sound like a hater. So now
Yeah.
I've become so successful to the point where you're gonna button your lip, or you only gonna talk crazy around certain people.
Facts.
The people that are gonna go hand in hand. That's why you have little cliques that'll talk crazy.
Facts.
But everybody on a general scale, like I know that Boston was not showing love to Joyner. And I know that
showing love to Boston artists.
no, I know, but there was at one point where I was like, everybody's quiet. When he put out that damn Ashanti video.
That Ashanti video is different. I ain't gonna lie.
Everybody's like, damn, this nigga, I was like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy, I think I tweeted something. I said, everybody real quiet.
When
now.
was the Ashanti video?
Fall slowly.
Like what? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I thought he blew way before that. I thought he
So,
blew way
In
before
my
that.
opinion,
video.
Joyner blew when
The Chris Brown feature.
I thought it's when Eminem like started riding.
Yeah.
Chris Brown.
Well, that too. But what I'm saying is like when Eminem gives anybody the stamp,
Yeah.
like as far as lyricism,
Oh, okay.
that's when people really start paying attention to bars, right? Like, you know what I mean? Because Joyner's always been nice, you know what I'm saying? But when Eminem, you know, one of the best lyricists that we've ever had in rap, says like, nah, this dude is he's the new shit. You know what I mean? I thought that's what kind of like just kind of took his status industry wise, and not to take nothing away from Chris Brown, because Chris Brown is fucking Chris Brown, right? But yeah, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
hey.
Right.
But you know what?
Damn.
You know what? They all gave him access to different people.
Exactly.
Facts.
It's almost
Facts.
like kind of like the Transformers. Like this part gave him this and this, and so it's building him up to
Literally next.
being who he is.
Right.
But I want to I'm gonna go ahead and say this, like I said with my man B, is that Joyner was out here in these streets passing out CDs. So we know how long ago this was, because
Right.
these are physical CDs.
Right.
Real
You knew
Yeah.
niggas wouldn't know nothing about that.
CDs.
You knew niggas. What is a CD player?
I saw one the other day.
I have
saw
one
a
of his
Discman.
CDs.
It was
when he
awesome.
Yeah.
My car doesn't have a CD player.
That's
Ain't
how
that
long.
crazy?
That's a flex.
I'm not trying to flex. What I'm saying is technology, right?
He said you can't even dodge that one. Go ahead, man. Just own it. It's yours.
But technology, right?
Right.
Like it's changed, and it's continuing to change,
Yeah.
right? Joyner was passing out CDs.
You know what? That's a gift. and a curse.
2015.
Well, it's more of a gift because you can actually be out there with your product hand in hand and giving it to people. Because now it's like, how How? I got to
Right.
send them to streaming.
Right.
How do I make them go there when they're listening to Rap Caviar for everybody else? How do I
Facts.
get them to listen to me?
Yeah.
How do you make fans now?
Right.
So he was out there with CDs and everything. He had B, and this is business. I think it was like 2 years.
Oh yeah, it was
2 years.
We was getting it in.
B was street team for Joyner.
Okay.
At everything and anything he said, yo, Joyner, you need to be at this event. He was there all the time in that rap van, passing out CDs, getting disrespected and embraced.
Pretty sure it's because of B. I knew them.
You know, he got to include on that
So,
too,
so
right?
B, I mean,
Who's
Who's that?
Power.
Terminology.
We gotta show up to Star
Yeah,
Power
yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah,
Star
she
Power
held him
Entertainment.
down.
Yes.
I love Star, man. And I'm so
Wow.
happy.
Wow.
I'm so happy that Star's winning. How Star is winning.
Yep.
I'm not even
She's
familiar.
great.
What's she
Like,
doing?
How's
She's
she-
amazing.
Oh my goodness,
How's she
Star.
winning right
She's
now?
on some film, cinematography,
BT,
wild shit.
all
Really?
of that,
She's
and then her
They get
partner
to it.
Ian. You can't. he's-
Star, let's put it this way: Star is knocking down walls for us that we don't even know about just
Wow.
yet. And she's always repping.
Yeah,
Wow.
she is.
Hardly home, but always
Shout out
repping.
to
I
Star.
like that, man. Shout out Star. For real.
All right,
B,
I'm gonna give my point in real quick.
Yeah.
Yo, B talk, man. What the fuck?
So
He being cute.
I'm not a native to Boston, and I've always felt that Boston has this real mentality of somebody's got to bring me something versus putting yourself in the room. I'm not a person that's ever felt like I deserve to be in a room. When I saw a room I wanted to be in, I put myself in it. And I don't understand why people don't, with all the resources that are here and all the things that are here, we're a top 10 market. We're the biggest college market in the world. We have so many resources that are in this place, but because we keep ourselves in these places where we feel like it's got to be in our community, that we almost feel scared to go in other places to engage with these people. Like, why do we have Spotify offices here? Why do we have all these publishing companies here? Why do we have all these things that we complain that we don't have, but they are here?
Yeah.
But we act like they have to come to Mattapan. They have to come to Roxbury. Yes, they should. Yes, but at some point you got to go and put yourself in that room so they can know that they're making that mistake, that they're not going to those places. Like, I didn't get invited into the tech world. I put myself there.
Yeah.
I didn't get invited into doing cannabis campaigns. I put myself there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why people feel like they need someone to put them on all the time when you can make a plan, and if you execute it, you'll get your results. There's a lot of stuff here, and people don't talk about what is here. We talk about what we don't have so much, and we don't spend enough time talking about what we do. We have a lot of resources here.
I think it's also a lack of respect.
Gratitude, man.
A respect. Like, we have all these things, but if you mention something New York, they're like, oh shit, we're gonna go to New York. Like, if that's better than Boston. And that's where I feel there's a big issue. It's also the respect. Like, hey, this event, it might not be in New York, but it's gonna be a lot of hitters there. Respect it. You know what I mean?
Right.
B, would you say that what you just said is entitlement?
To a degree,
Absolutely.
I do. I feel like people feel like just because they don't bring it to your doorstep, then you're just not going to take that step, to put yourself there. We talked about this earlier when we were talking about the Boston Calling scenario, and I was saying why we didn't have enough black media there. And it was a lot of, either I was busy or it was people like, well, I wasn't invited. I was like, well, I wasn't invited either. I went to the website and clicked contact us.
I did that too.
You know what I mean? So, I get everybody's motives
Like,
are
let's
different.
just be honest.
I did that also.
Not everybody has the access. Like, we've got to stop thinking that it's that easy to do.
It's not about being
It's
easy.
not. It is not that easy to do.
It's not supposed to be easy.
Yes,
though.
you have to
See, the
do.
thing is, I commend you because you're trying and you're placing in the effort. Sooner or later, something's gonna stick.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not necessarily worried about it, because like we said, I'm 2 years in, so I'm not worried about it. But I don't want people to think for 1 minute that it's just like as soon as you click contact us, they're like, oh, here's a backstage band. Have a good time. No. You still got to have a good brand. You still have to have longevity. You still have to have experience and resources to find the people. And a lot of times that information is not out right there. It's not right there. So a lot of you guys like B and E, like literally, y'all have been in the game for so long. Y'all have clout. Y'all can make things happen that a lot of newer brands that are popping cannot do. So while it might be very easy for you guys, I've got to reach out and it was easy. It's not the same with other brands.
I agree with
true.
that.
This is true.
But when I was an intern, I was
Absolutely
doing the same things, and it worked for me then. When I couldn't get backstage access to the JAMN concert, when they were calling the police on me for killing them in street promotion, I had to earn my way into that building. You know what I mean? And I did that for years and years and years. They used to call the police on me when I would show up because they knew it was about to go down when I popped up.
It wasn't because you were black.
Now they call me.
on you.
You know what I mean? They know what was going down because they knew that my promo team was going to come out there and embarrass all their sponsors. But I earned my way. I followed up year after year after year, and now I don't have to ask. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to earn yourself. You got to put yourself in there. I put myself in there. I had to go get every street team account I could get to put myself in those environments where I didn't even have to ask anymore. But I had to put in almost 2 decades of work to do it. So I'm not making it seem like it's easy, but you got to put yourself there sometimes. It don't mean it's going to take 20 minutes, but if you know, all right, I got to go figure out this company runs it. They're looking for these type of people to go and be at these places. Sometimes we got to go and do that research. You know what I mean? Like
Google.
like I'm a Boston platform, but I have access in New York. Why? Because I researched it on the internet. You know what I mean? I reached out to my contacts and I found out what companies did what, and then I went and earned my way. I don't serve a purpose in New York City for that when I'm a Boston platform, but I wanted the access, so I put myself there.
All right. So access and resources seems to be like the common denominator.
We definitely need. We got to tap into the resources.
Relationship building.
Yeah.
That's
where it
networking.
is.
Gets back to networking.
Networking.
But I tell you just like this: there's 2 different people. This is a gem that I give everybody that I rock with. There's those who complain and there's those who figure it out. You can't be both of them at the same time and make it anywhere.
Facts.
So either you're gonna sit here and be like, "Yo, how come I should." You now trying to figure it out, and then that person who probably has less talent, less ability, whatever, figured it out and went right around you while you sat there complaining.
We have a lot of complaining in Boston.
Yeah, but you ignore it. It's noise.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
We have to ignore it.
You have to.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
don't listen to nobody complain, man. Never. You got the internet. You got a phone. Make it happen.
DMs.
Feel me?
And have that
bullshit.
confidence. Confidence
None
is
of that.
big.
But why do we need to complain? There's a bunch of people winning. All the things we complained about for a million years are happening.
Facts.
Why are we complaining still?
Exactly.
And
Everything we asked for the last 10 years has materialized.
Facts.
In the last couple of years, and it's been beautiful.
As far as artists, right? Let's look at it. What worked for Stiz didn't work for Millie's.
Facts.
What worked for Bia didn't work for Joyner.
Right.
They all have separate paths.
Yep.
And they all got there. So it's not to say that you have to follow exactly what they did.
But there's a
Pay
blueprint.
attention.
Yeah, there's a blueprint.
It's there. If you sit there and you watch and you do your research, you'll be able to see it.
Can I ask, who do y'all think is after those 4?
After who?
I will say
after the 4
Those
artists,
4?
yeah. Right now, within the scene,
I'll
who's
say
next?
Cal and Fredo. Unfortunately.
Cal and Fredo?
Even given their current situation,
Still.
What's their current situation?
they're incarcerated.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
Shout out to Belle. She in the building.
I can't.
Hold on. Let,
Go on now.
let me not forget. Let me not forget Why Jizzle.
Yeah.
He's working very hard.
Yes.
Who?
Why Jizzle.
Charlie
Why
Jizzle.
Jizzle.
Yeah.
You know what I want Why Jizzle to do?
What?
I want him to leave.
Okay.
I want him to go other places and spread that brand.
Yeah.
I want him to show that he has what it takes to do it out there.
Respectfully though, bro, you know Jizzle's dealing with the same shit that somebody like Bodie Rock's dealing with. They can't dip on some legal shit. You know
No. Actually, Jizzle's good now. He got it's off him.
Oh, really?
He can move. Jizzle can move.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations
Congratulations to that man.
That's nice.
Clap it up for Why Jizzle, man.
Did it.
I didn't know.
But
Chuck's gonna call you soon, my nigga.
That's another situation too, though. A lot of like our artists that we can shop in honestly any market might be on a fucking bracelet, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Bodie can go anywhere and go nutty, nigga.
Yeah.
But wait, are we just talking about rappers though?
I mean, I'm just talking about people I know.
Okay.
I feel like the scene, that's a great question. I feel like the scene always
like
only
depending on
talks about
rappers.
rappers. There's so many people that are out here.
If you ask me, in terms of just artists, I like Miranda Ray a lot.
Oh, she's great.
Miranda's
shout out
amazing.
Shout out to Miranda.
Yeah, she's great.
Miranda's next.
I love Dutch Rebel. You know, I feel like she's starting to
Shout
push
out Dutch
more
Rebel.
Shout out.
because Dutch was working for years. I know we all remember when Dutch was just rapping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Grinding.
You know, and now she's definitely starting to flourish. Izzo, like you said, you know what I mean, he's doing the Afrobeat shit now. There's a lot of other artists, local artists, like shout out to Trev. He's going for his shit out in Miami. Niggas can't forget about Trev.
You see what I got on right now?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Hoop Dreams.
You know what I mean?
Big Trev in
Big
stores.
Trev, man. Big Trev.
It's kind of hard to say like who's next because the way I look at it is like the whole package.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
what
what I'm
you
saying?
like.
I don't just look at their talent, and I could say, "Oh shit, they're next." But do you have the whole package? Do you have a strategy behind your brand?
Right.
You know, I look at everything, so it's really hard to
Right.
pick right now. Like,
because you really look at it as a business.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they look at it as let me just be the talent, and once I'm hot, everything should fall in
because
line.
exactly because I've made connections in the last 3 years with many executive producers, many labels. I'm currently working with a president of a label, and I'm introducing people, and they're like, they don't have the whole package yet, but they're amazing talent. Call me in a couple of years, or tell them to do this, X, Y, Z. So
let me ask you a
when
question.
They can find
when
talent
I-
anywhere.
Yeah,
Let me
they can
ask-
find talent anywhere.
Let me ask you
and
this,
I know they
Katiria.
like to find talent in other places, like Kentucky and Tennessee or whatever. They don't really just stick to
Don't
to
be
Atlanta.
modest.
Yeah.
Don't be modest. She's referring to she can get niggas distribution deals with
I'm
Rock
saying,
Nation. You know
have
what I'm
those-
saying? So that's a big deal. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So
Have those
Publishing too.
seminars, though.
Publishing.
Have those seminars here for artists so that way they know about that
Well,
shit.
we
So
have
that
the
way-
grind session, and I'm having workshops. But a lot of people are like, damn, I don't want to, pay 75 to meet
Right.
these labels
All right,
and
so
to hear this
hold on, hold on, hold on.
education.
Then
Let's
take them
stop
out
it
the
right here. Let's
conversation.
stop right here. A lot of those dudes smoke, drink, go to the club, wear Gucci, wear Dior, do
Yes.
all that. So if they can't afford $75
It's not for them.
to
What's
invest into their
$75?
career, let's do
That's
them.
that's
Let's,
still like 3 drinks.
you know what you did? You did them a favor.
Yeah.
Cut them off
Right.
and don't worry about them.
Well, now I
Worry
just
about the ones that
focus
show
on
up.
people that artists that actually want to build a brand. You know what I mean? So going back to the question, like who's up next? That's kind of really hard to like. What comes to my mind immediately right now? Just Millie's, like
For
because
brands?
huh?
Yeah.
For brands?
For who he is, the brand, the Blanco brand, the mascot, everything like. And the team building, I mean, I'm in there deep because I'm cool with their manager, so I'm
Right.
here with the strategy and
Mm-hmm.
what they're
But
doing.
let me break it down about him.
And he's been doing it for a while, so it didn't take.
That's him.
Yeah,
That mascot came out of his
yeah,
brain.
of course.
All those strategies, that comes out of him. Now, other artists that I've mentioned, they have or had major deals. Millie's has never had that.
right.
Yeah.
So you have to respect what it is that he has done and is doing on the strength of himself and his team. His team isn't somebody that he went and hired. His team literally are his homies that he grew up with.
Facts.
Yes.
That's usually how it is. Yeah.
But
But,
They're loyal.
but to give your homies a job and your homies actually be able to do the job,
Amazing. It's honorable.
delegating responsibility is hard.
It is.
And when your peoples see that in you, then it makes them go harder and be like, nah, I'm gonna make sure this happens for my dog.
Word.
why don't you just have more workshops here?
We have
Like with those artists, like if you're connected to his manager, why not have his manager as like one of the people that's part of the workshop? Because
Like a liaison.
somebody may not want to hear the dude that you're talking about from Bad Boy, but they might fuck with Millie's manager because they fuck with Millie's.
Because he's
So
more
they want to
accessible,
understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is an amazing introduction to what I'm going to say, not to deteriorate from anything else. But meet and greet is happening, which is going to be a part of the grind session. We're going to have mini workshops. The first one is July 14th, and it's going to consist of actually visual directors, photographers, videographers.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I think we need to shine light on the content creators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so important and know how to create content
Right.
because people feel like they could just post a flyer and that's content. It's not content. It's not really effective, actually.
At all.
At all. Like, I don't give a fuck about a flyer, but like,
There's an oversaturation of shit like that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it gets lost.
yeah. And you know what? There's a lot of people that do that. The first, when I started getting like really involved in the scene, the first educational event that I went to was Brendan. Brendan brings mad motherfuckers in here.
That's a
He
fact.
does.
Like,
Right.
and it's
do.
all education, and it's all it's all about learning and connecting. I've got a lot of connects through Brandon, and I don't think, like, back to the conversation we had earlier, people are paying attention to what's around. There's a lot of educational events. There's a lot of events where you can meet people. Like, I know Bam Fest just had their event. I couldn't go because I just had a baby the same day, but I would have fucking went there and be like, D-Smoke, what's up? Interview right now. Da-da-da. Or, hey, how can you come here and do this? Or can you give me some tips? Or can you know what I mean?
Let me
There's
give
a lot.
Bees
There's a lot. I feel like I'm going all over the place right now. But there's so many events that go on.
There is a lot of events because there's nobody there. I didn't see the same turnout for the KRS-One event at Hibernian Hall. Feel me?
I didn't. You know what?
That was through Black Market when they had the whole block.
Did
party.
they promote it? Did they invite people?
It's the KRS-One. That event was almost a 3-day event. So the block party was crazy.
Yes.
The block party was
The day
insane.
before, yeah.
But the day before, they had a lot of small media come in and talk to them and stuff like that. So I mean, it's another thing of like promotions and marketing. You can't just put in a flyer and just be like, "Hey, everybody's gonna come." You got to do the
That
work.
was like a 3-day event.
Yeah, it was 3 days that he was around.
Friday,
here.
Saturday, Sunday. Shout out to KRS-One.
And B, I want to give Miss Flowers.
Great
because
show.
The reason why I'm on radio is because of B. He introduced me to who I needed to be introduced to, and
That's
put me
fire.
there. So,
Yeah.
like B don't for him to be sitting right here means
Yeah.
a lot because he don't like the limelight at all.
Yeah.
So
and
for him to
Brandon,
do that, that
Brandon
means a
knows when
lot.
He
something's
probably
bubbling.
got 4 other events he's supposed to be at right now.
Right.
But that's another thing. Like, that's why I appreciate everybody here
Yeah.
being here right now. The fact that we could get everybody in here in one building and do this. I think this just shows that we're all on the same page, right? We like I said at the beginning, we all want the same thing. Like, I feel like, I mean, I'm like, shit, y'all niggas got mad knowledge. Y'all done shook hands with a lot of different people. Y'all done been grinding, doing. You talking about B got you on radio?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I want to give a shout out to Dubble because when I was on radio, he was the one always encouraging me and saying this is a freaking whole jungle safari. Like, this is what you got to do. And, you know, it's also, you know, you got to connect. And you know a lot of knowledge too. Don't.
I just know people.
I think you
just know
downplay
people.
yourself.
I just
But
know
that's
people.
I mean, that's it.
Right?
Let
I just know
it.
people.
Let me
Right?
explain something to you. I got to where I am today because I found I'm not gonna say the reason why, but a lot of the connections that I have came from an internet forum.
Right.
It was the technicians. It was a DJ forum.
Right.
And I went in there and I seen all the users. I'm like, hold on, these are people that Clue shouts out on the mixtapes. Oh, these are the movers and shakers. I milked that board to the point where I still have those relationships till this day.
Wow.
And they're working relationships, like even like, you know, personal at the same time. So I sat in front of a computer and made it work. So networking is powerful. So,
internet is
so when you
powerful.
say you just know people,
Yeah.
who you know makes you powerful.
It's everything.
Literally.
I want to also speak out for the ladies, like me and Danielle. Like we put on a lot of events, and I feel like sometimes people will prefer to maybe go to a guy event. I'm just putting it out there. I don't give a fuck because
Shots fired.
okay, but I know there's a lot of men that support the women out here, so I'm not gonna talk too much
day.
shit. But I've personally experienced me putting on a lot of stuff, and people probably won't come, but someone else would just do what I have done, and they'll go to that because they're a man. Maybe they have more knowledge. That's just personally how I feel sometimes. It's not all the time. Now I feel a little bit more powerful what I do because, you know, the strategy I put behind it. But I can say that, you know, there is a little bit of
Let me ask you a
those
question.
vibes.
Let me ask you a question. With some of the women's events, do you feel like the women support them?
I see a lot more women at women events. Oh, wait, is that what you're asking?
No, like, do you feel like the women support them though? I know you're going to see the women at the women's events, but do you feel like you see the other women's platforms or groups and stuff supporting the events? Because you just said the guys support it, right? I know when me, Show, and Mikey see it, we share and put that shit on our stories sometimes, all the time.
But
right?
y'all actually come too.
Right.
Y'all add
but
everything.
that's the thing.
And that's dope. So again,
But we try to show up
yeah.
to whatever we can because, like, people have to realize we all got our own personal lives. Of course.
Yeah, of
Feel me?
course,
Everybody got
of
their
course.
own endeavors when they're not handling this shit with their craft.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So we always try to show face and show support. But, you know, I've always heard the women don't support each other. That's just a fact.
Danielle, you want to comment on that?
Danielle, Katiria, am I making it hot in here?
No. For me, I don't. I'm a little.
Don't look at your
I'm
phone.
a little bit different.
Okay.
I don't have the problem of no support. So that's a good thing to have.
Right.
Anything that I've done has always been well supported. And maybe that's the team that I have around me, or that's the brand that I've built. But like usually my things are really small too. So when people do support it, the room is filled. I'm excited. That's all I care about, is that there's bodies in the building. Right. But for me, I have had the most support from women. Like literally the most for support from women. Everybody that works around me is, or everybody that I go to first is usually a female first. Okay. And then after that, it can get tough. It can get tough. But at the same time, I do get a lot of support from women. So that hasn't been my experience. So I don't know what else to say.
Are the events catered to women?
No, they're not.
I mean, don't get it twisted. People come to the events.
Yeah.
No, you know,
like to see more.
All my events
What I'm trying to say is that,
but
are we talking about men not supporting the women events?
No, for me, it's not. It hasn't been about that. All of my events, except the one that the ones that have coming up since Spark has started, have been pretty low key, and they've catered towards both, where it is a conversation that people want to engage in. So, like, those are the things that I've witnessed. Now, as I'm elevating and going into different realms and having bigger events, now I get to see where the support comes from and what happens. So it's going to be interesting.
I mean, if any of these events feel like a loss, it's never a loss. It's a lesson.
Yeah.
You just got to learn from what happens.
It's a learning.
You learn from everything.
And if somebody else is more successful at doing an event,
learn from them.
Watch what they're doing.
Ask them questions.
I say that all the time. I don't believe in reinventing the wheel.
Right.
At all. What
Nothing's
I do,
original. Everything's been done already.
I get things from other people and I see them and I swear to God, I cut and paste and change everything in them to make it make sense for me. You know, like if I see, absolutely, 100%, because I don't believe in working harder. I believe in working smarter. And if somebody already did it, why the hell am I trying to figure it out again?
Right. Just put your spin on it.
Yeah, let's just put my spin on it. I
I think that's very smart, but I also think that's kind of a crutch sometimes too,
it is.
Right? Because then it kind of creates this weird animosity, right? Like people
especially within a girl.
Right. And not only that, I just think creatives in general are just sensitive about their shit.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right? So when you have an idea and you see somebody remixing, they adding that dirty Sprite to it, they like, yo, I did it first.
And then
Nothing's been done first.
They stop showing up to your events.
Right.
And they blocking you because they know that you watching their pages.
Oh,
and
that's
stuff like
spicy.
that.
Nah, he getting spicy.
I don't know.
That's like strikingly specific, my nigga.
Yeah.
Specific.
Drop some
Super
names.
spicy.
But I also kind of wanted to lead into the conversation of things like that, right? Do you think, like, you know, small little tit for tats and jealousy can be motivating to certain people?
It's definitely motivation.
Definitely motivation.
Yeah.
I don't even pay attention to the
Oh
noise.
no, I don't even care.
Well,
I'm scared when they don't talk about me.
I like that. Yeah. You gotta let it off for that.
That means
Nah,
nobody
that's a good
cares.
one.
Yeah. Tit for tat. I don't. What is tit for tat?
Let me say this.
You do something and I do something.
Let's go, Noble. Let's go, Noble.
Let me say this, man. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, for real, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let's just say that, right? After that, there are people that bring certain concepts to the masses and make that concept popular. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that just is what it is. You can't be tight at the average person hearing something first versus it being from you. You know what I'm saying? That person just so happened to make sure that they was in front of that person before you was. And you can't be tight at that.
Who
right?
said it first?
So let's just say, I think his name is Jared Jeffries. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the niggas from Shalimar, right? He's one of the dancing niggas from Shalimar. He's the one that created and invented the moonwalk. But you know who made it lit?
MJ.
And that's what I mean by not reinventing the
And
wheel.
that's all I'm saying, bro. MJ seen that nigga, that shit's lit. Yo, I'm taking that. That's just a part of my, that's a part of my dance now, Jeff. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. And that's just how it goes sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Niggas gotta be okay with the fact that sometimes pioneers are forgotten about, my nigga. And
Right.
most kings get their fucking heads cut off.
Yes.
And that's just what it is.
And they get their flowers when they're dead.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
You
I
might
look
as
at
well
it like
stay
this
alive.
though,
Play
like
with it, bro.
as far as like creating and doing stuff like that, when somebody bites, like I don't like it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I hate it because I would never bite. But I'm so creative that I'm like, go ahead, have that.
But what's
you got
biting?
more.
Or something like
got
What's
more to
biting?
talk.
I mean, biting can be considered. I have a podcast, and then somebody else wants to start a
no,
podcast too.
That's
Like,
not
what is
biting.
that?
that's
not
not
biting.
That's not a.
So, like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like, what is
You
biting?
gotta define it, bro. No funny shit.
Yeah, like seriously,
biting.
like what is biting?
If I see you doing something and it's successful and it's working, and I'm like, you know what? I like that. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna do that the way you do that.
But what
Oh,
happens
no.
when they just so happen to have conjured a bigger audience than you, and now more people on the outside looking in know them before they know you, even though you was the originator. So what happens then?
You got hard pill to
You
swallow.
gotta work to get in the
You-
front.
I
You
mean-
can sit there and rest with it in your head, like, yeah,
We
I
talked
started
about-
it, but
you know what I'm saying, my man?
but I'm just saying for myself, like, I never looked at somebody else and said, I want to take what you did and make
Never.
it better.
I don't
I'm just
think
like,
it's I
could
want to
push-
take what you did. It's most likely I see the shit that you're doing that you should be doing, so I'm gonna do it better. Like that's what I call from reinventing the wheel.
I like what you said right there
Yeah.
because like if I seen Mike do the moonwalk, I'm like, nigga, that dance is cool, but watch the shit I'm about to come out with.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
I'm just that competitive and creative that I'm
So
like.
is
nah,
that biting? Yeah.
So no.
That's biting.
That's motivation for me to. I'm not gonna
That's
come and
biting.
do the
You
moonwalk
taking
and
the
call that-
moonwalk and
no,
you
no,
make-
no, no. Listen
Yeah.
to me.
Taking the moonwalk.
Listen to me. I don't care nothing about the moonwalk. I'm going to make another dance that's gonna be iller than the moonwalk.
Exactly.
No, but it's not.
But is that
I'm
biting,
going to
though?
take any remnants from it? I'm going to do something better.
that's
and
that
Are you
different.
gonna be walking backwards?
No, you're not understanding. I don't
No,
give a
I'm just
fuck about
making.
the-
I'm just trying
Is it
to.
still
Yeah.
dancing?
Yes.
It's a dance, but we can't say that's very broad. But when I do something like, all right, look, you know what? Here we go. A new style. Somebody just comes out with some new shit, wearing something a certain way. Nobody was doing it, right? He in the club, ladies on him, dudes on him, like, yo, I like. And then the next week,
He's on TikTok.
there's other dudes wearing it like that.
Trendsetter.
And I will take the trendsetter.
Trendsetter.
I will take that. But I'm not the person to watch the trendsetter and be like, I'm gonna take that. I'm so creative and I'm like, nah, fuck that. I can do better than that. I'm in competition with myself. When I see you bite something, I'm like, thank you. Now watch what the fuck I roll up with because you're in third place. What I did is in second place. What I'm about to do is in first place.
Bang. Bars.
Let's pop smoke.
I really want to hear you do those
So
things.
so that is motivating, right? Because when I jumped on the scene, I wanted to do Red Cups and rap. I looked at what It's Lit was doing. Y'all was doing the freestyles, right? But I did it different, right? Where it's like I'm doing the ad libs.
Right.
I feel like I'm rapping too.
You made it your own.
Right.
But you used to rap.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
I'm an
whatever,
MC.
right?
Yeah, that's a cheat code.
Right? So,
That's cheat code.
no, I just
But you made it work for you.
I just ad lib really well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
TV had the blackouts too, though.
You know what I'm saying? So that,
Biting.
But would you consider that biting? Is what I'm
Nah,
saying.
not at all. Because you made it your own.
All right.
Feel me? If you did it the same exact way, put your logo the same exact shit, had the same gunshots, you got a totally different gunshot.
Different sound set.
Feel me? Totally everything.
You
Feel
are
me?
you. Your identity is
I
you.
don't think biting is a real thing.
Me
That's all
either.
I'ma say.
I don't
think
either.
biting is
Nothing
real.
is original.
I think it is. I think
Biting is a real thing.
biting is a real thing.
Biting's a real
All right,
thing.
let's talk about Designer versus Future. That was biting.
Biting. Heavy
Des-
biting.
Designer and Future. That was
Heavy
biting, bro.
Heavy biting.
Designer sounded just like Future.
Heavy biting.
And he made a career off of it.
And,
Sound like each other.
and the crazy thing is, Designer doesn't really sound like Future. He was trying to sound like Future. Because when he did interviews, he couldn't talk.
Right.
He could
Right.
stupid shit.
Right.
He nigga couldn't answer a fucking question.
So I think
because he
that's-
didn't really
yeah.
sound like that.
That's
That's a
biting.
clear biting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but
evident
turning
as fuck.
something that you've seen and making it into your own and creating something that might be the same thing, but
give you an
is
example.
different.
Dusty Lil' Kim.
It's different. Yeah, that's just
yeah.
recreating.
Remember everybody was hating on him because it's like, hey, you biting Pop Smoke. You making your voice sound like him. You doing the
I
same
just
shit.
think if this is the case, everybody's biting the video music box. Cause that's the OG of OG platforms. If we're gonna talk anything, my nigga.
Well,
let's just be real.
I wouldn't say biting. I say that's what that was.
Everybody saying shout out this, shout out that. Who started shout outs? The video music box, my nigga.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's not everybody's era or their generation too. It's not everybody's due diligence to go back and look at that.
So now we're transcending generations.
Yeah, of course, everything is
for sure.
everything is generational, bro.
That's gonna.
Okay, so I feel like that opens up a whole different conversation.
Exactly. You can open up the conversation, but everybody's not biting. It all depends on how you make it work for you.
I go back and say I don't think biting is real, man.
Okay.
Because y'all are sounding real great area.
If you stand on that, then you stand on that, man. But
I look at it like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? I came in wearing an outfit. School. You came in wearing an outfit in school, and I see that. I'm like, yo, that's fresh.
Same outfit.
I'm not spiteful. What you wore inspired me to go get fresh. So
good.
now I'm on it like I'm not that I'm a one up you, but I'm gonna show how I do these things. And you know what that's individualism.
Yeah.
And having your own identity, and that's what a lot of people like. It comes with the sound. People are following that.
Right.
You know, so it's like, all right, you used to grab go to new music or something because it was a new feel, a new sound. You used to like to be the first person to find stuff, right?
Of course.
And then you would share it with people.
Of course.
Right.
Do you want to have the same thing over and over?
Absolutely not. You want to keep it fresh.
It becomes redundant. Right. So who is giving us something new? If we keep doing what's been done, what are we doing? So then that argument, nothing is original under the sun. That is true. But if you're not going to sit there and try to do something different, or at least a break from the norm, you're going to blend in.
Okay. Yeah, you got to push it forward.
I tell you what, Millie's didn't make it for blending in.
He did.
Stiz didn't make it for blending in. Joyner didn't make it from blending in. Bia didn't make it from blending in.
I'm sorry.
What happened? What happened?
You're looking me down the wrong hole, bro.
I'm like, damn, nigga.
Oh shit!
So
hold it, baby.
I'm trying to hold it together, man.
I've been holding it for like 30 minutes right now. I gotta use the bathroom too, but I can thug it out. We can go to the rest of it.
I'll hold it, but I gotta apologize because this shit went down the wrong hole. No homo. I'm over here.
The wrong hole.
No one takes a lie.
yes. Yeah.
I'm here.
He's good. He's here, man.
Out, man. Shout out to Bel Air, Rose. I see you, big dog.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it, my nigga. I swear to God.
Quick intermission, man. But I want to say one more thing about artists before we move into these media platforms, man. Right? Because this is why we're here, right? Meeting of the minds. DM etiquette, right? We spoke about it earlier. DM etiquette and how you basically just come and ask for an opportunity, right? Niggas be wanting something for nothing, right? And you know,
a whole lot of something.
I don't know how many times. For one, I get you need me on there. Oh,
Thanks.
Thanks.
Right, I get that a lot.
He said you needed to.
I get I need to be on there. Like, who the fuck is yo?
Yo, I need to be on there. Yo, let's set up something. Yo,
first off, stop with the yos.
Right.
Because that
stupid. Kills me. Oh my god. I don't reply to yo anymore.
But then when I don't reply,
oh no, that's when it get real.
Then
crazy.
It's like you a bitch. I done been called a bitch. I don't know how many times this is. I guess I'm a bitch ass nigga at this.
Y'all got one more time to call me a bitch.
I love this shit. I be laughing. I be sending this shit to the team, nigga. I be like, yo, look at this nigga calling me a bitch yet again, right? You know, what have y'all experienced with that?
Hold on. Don't it feel good though?
It do feel good. Because they don't got no access. You know what I mean?
I've gotten like, damn, I've tried to hit you up plenty of times. You just at this point don't support me. And it's not about supporting. It's about you fucking hit me up with yo. Like it's not even about hitting me up with a yo too. It's when you're hitting any of these platforms, you need to start off with a relationship.
Right.
I've gotten all of my opportunities based off of relationship. It's not me going to you like, hey, can you put me on this? It's like, hey, I see that you're doing this. I would like to learn more about it. And I would actually like to meet you to see how we can connect. And then and it continues.
But so he said he approached you wrong. He said he talked to you at this point you don't support. So he wants to make you
at
feel,
this point, like you don't
feel
support
guilty.
me. Huh?
Right.
So he wants to make you feel guilty.
Gaslighting, yes.
So what is the right way to? What's the better way to approach you?
Hello.
Hi. I've been watching some of your episodes or what you're doing. I'm really interested, and I think I'm a good person to have on your show or to work with. Could we talk a little bit about how we can connect? And can I send you my EPK and my music? And, please get some feedback whenever you have some time.
Facts, nigga.
Sounds respectful.
Come with me with respect.
It's professional.
That's it.
I think a majority of this shit, a lot of it is super psychology based. I talk about psychology a lot, right? Like, when it comes down to people reaching out for whatever they need, you know what I mean? Like, one of the first things that I tell people is get your face card right. You know what I'm saying? They can come as professional as they want. As professionally as they want. If I never seen you before, my nigga, I'm still looking at that shit with a side eye. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna keep it a million. If I ain't seen you before, just on some human shit, just take out music, take out creativity, take out anything. If I've never seen you before, I'm still looking at you with a side eye. So if niggas don't take the time to get their face card right, be in those places like BB talking about, you know what I'm saying, just being there, not even selling yourself, just being there. When somebody feels like they've seen you before, at the very least, my nigga, they're gonna be that much more open to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the very least, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's something that a lot of artists, you know what I'm saying, kind of tiptoe over and kind of underestimate, because it really gets down to just being a person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Emotional intelligence, my nigga. What we do don't matter about shit. It's how we've done it that's gotten each and every one of us in each and every one of these seats. There's a million podcasts. There's a million vlogs. There's a million niggas doing street team shit. There's a million DJs, you know what I'm saying, on fucking national syndicated radios. You feel me? Like, nigga, like, bro, like let's keep it real. So I just feel like when it comes to artists genuinely trying to, say that they want to connect with the culture, show it just the same way we always want them to. You know what I'm saying? Pull up to it. Pull up to an event. Pull up to the testing lab. Pull up to the grind. Pull up to a beat stew showcase, whatever the case.
Be active.
You know what I'm saying? Be active, my nigga.
Yeah.
Just, at the very least, I've seen you before. I'll just be that. Even if I'm not sold on you, I'll have that much more percentage of a chance to be like, yo, I've seen you before. You know what? Let me hear your shit out, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think the face card is very, very important. If you really look at the autobiographies, the majority of the artists that you claim you respect on a heavy, heavy level, you look at their autobiographies, they had multiple places where they was testing music out. Testing music out.
Yep.
Right.
Not even trying to get a bag. Testing music out. You know what I'm saying? So once you really start taking a step back and really just understanding, what those success stories had to do, you know what I'm saying, to become success stories, I think that's something that a lot of people kind of, overstep. And that face card is one of the first things, period. It's me personally, my nigga. I was getting into show. I was paying my way into shows when we first started the museum, bro. No problem.
Word.
No
Word.
problem, bro.
Word.
To a point, I remember Latrell James,
Shout out Latrell.
my homegirl,
Shout out
my
Latrell.
homegirl Jess Rich. You know what I'm saying? Jay Rich is a fucking problem. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But Jay Rich had tweeted out one time, and I screenshotted that shit because I respect her so much. She was like, nigga, anytime Noah pull up to a show, he paid my nigga, I respect that. Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, nigga, say that.
Yo, B, what you got to say about that, man?
I mean, I don't know, like
He has so much to say. Let's go.
He said, I mean, I don't know.
Fuck that shit,
Tell us
B.
about that corporate money.
Yeah. Come on, B.
I love that. I don't know, man. I mean, people just gotta understand who they're dealing with and take the time to go and like learn who they're dealing with. Sometimes like how you engage Dubble is not how you need to go in and engage Katiria. Sometimes you need to go and do that extra research and figure out who it is that you're dealing with. you know, people always get mad when they don't get their way, and they feel like, all right, well, I did these steps or whatever. It's like, but what did you do to treat them like a human? You know, did you just treat them like you needed something?
Right.
You know what I mean? Did you call them the day before the song came out, or did you reach out to them a few weeks in advance and ask them how their day was?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we want these like instant, you know what I'm saying, results so quick, and we don't think about like building relationships,
right,
networking, all these small, simple things where it's just as simple as, hey, let me just call him and check out and see how his day was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How you doing?
We just want things when we want them. You know what I mean? So we got to get out of that.
Just as an example, obviously B is building his empire. I'm building my empire. We have times where we coordinate and just link to something, you know what I'm saying, to Jesus. And talk about our affairs, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Simple shit like that.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hunter. You know what I'm saying? Big dog. Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to you know what I'm saying? I'm forgetting your dog's name, bro. Logan, man. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's authentic.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Simple shit like that, bro.
Those are real relationships. Yep. Right.
Yeah, but you're not calling B like, yo, I just need this. So it's like whenever B looks at his phone, he knows you. Even if you're calling for
It could
something,
be anything, yeah.
he's gonna look out for you because it's just not based off of just, yo, I need.
It's not transactional.
Good.
Right. Okay.
But some of those phone calls come in, I need, and there's never anything going the other way.
Right.
They're calling you for everything.
Right. So as a consensus, man, you artists, and this is the last thing we're gonna say about artists, you know, build a relationship, man. Introduce yourself. Who the fuck are you? What have you done? You know, even if we don't know who you are, we can get to know you. But the wrong approach will shut all of that shit down. We
Immediately.
We don't care.
If you claim you respect somebody, I don't think it should be an issue for you to just
say hello.
Right.
Say hello.
Right.
If you claim you respect somebody.
Right.
Again, if you claim you respect somebody.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. If you don't respect me, cool, money. I'm a bitch ass nigga. I get it.
You got that.
I get it.
So let's talk media platforms, man. What y'all wanted to talk about? You know what I mean? Because I know I told y'all that, you know, it's an open forum, and we all have our own media platforms respectively. So what was this for y'all? Like, why did y'all agree to come up here and talk?
I agreed to come here and talk because I believe
it's your studio anyway. You was gonna be here.
I was gonna be here
because I had to.
But this,
I was here when Charlie got here. Nigga. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I respect everyone that's up here. And when you told me about it, I was like, wow, Charlie, this is amazing. I love everything that you do. I love CW.
Thank you.
So I just knew that this shit was gonna be popping, and I need to be part of it.
Of course.
But I like the idea that you had behind it and the genuineness and just the real information that you were trying to give others from this platform, this conversation today. So I was just like, I gotta come. I was here already, but yeah.
Yeah, word.
I owe you, and
Yeah.
I owe y'all too.
You know what, E-Dubble? You don't owe me nothing, bro. You know why? Because I always tell this story, but I never told the story in front of you, man. My son was just born. I get a call from a random number. I'm at the hospital, and it's DJ E-Dubble. I don't know this man. You know what I mean? We just know each other off social media and things of that nature. And he called me to congratulate me on my new son, and he was just talking to me about the
Damn,
scene,
he didn't even hit me up.
the platform, and things of that nature.
I knew he never liked me.
You know what I'm saying?
Evidence. Look at what you did.
There we go.
I respect it.
What's up?
Nah. Hold on. Let me finish my sentiment. Let me finish my sentiment.
Let me get spills off.
You reached out, you know what I mean, and you threw an olive branch, and you're like, yo, look, you need anything, bro? You know what I mean? Hit me, right? And sometimes I feel like I don't even use it enough, right? But it's respect, bro. I appreciate you for real. Same thing with Brandon. You know what I mean? I was talking crazy the first time we was on the phone, dog. Like, I was a little lit, and then you called me, and I was on some shit like, I was talking crazy. I don't even want to say it on here.
What are you saying? No.
Brandon, tell us what he said.
It wasn't towards him, but it was about some other shit going on in the world. Same thing with you, Sam and Show. You know what I mean? It's lit. Like, y'all embraced me, right? Noble's my brother. So, like, you know what I mean? I knew about the new Museum TV before it even happened. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Katiria. You know, Danielle, like, we knew each other and we even knew we knew each other.
Mad knew each other.
Like,
2 degrees
on
of
some shit,
separation.
right?
Everybody here has a mutual respect for each other.
Right.
And that's why we're here. And if you look at it, if we're going to say that we are the leading media in the area, those who are figuring out ain't worried about anything else.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We build and we breaking bread.
Right.
We figure like we can bounce resources off of each other.
Right.
That's what everybody needs to do.
But just be more vocal. Feel me? Don't post something and expect everybody to see it. Feel me? Because I don't see everything on social media. I'm not gonna even lie to you.
Can I say some real shit?
You can't even see
I
anything.
understand, you know,
What was
G,
your
you know what I'm
10%?
saying, being on his, you know what I'm saying, Dark Knight shit. I feel like Sam ain't said enough, man.
I ain't said enough about what?
I think Sam been.
Sam, bro, I feel like you be like, you know what I'm saying, Sam, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I genuinely feel like, you know, you have one of the most important voices, bro, because you really, you know what I'm saying, make sure that both sides of a coin are represented, bro. That's the reason why I say that shit.
Right, I do.
You know, you have a great way of showing your personality through tough, you know, topics or whatever the case may be, but that's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying.
I mean,
I through what we've been talking, I feel like a nigga like you know what I'm saying, would have a little more fire for niggas like that.
I mean, what fire you want me to have?
Pew, pew, pew.
Tell me what fire you want me to have. You might see it. I'm just saying.
Like
I don't know.
like a cannon or
I'm
some
just
shit.
talking. I know how you know what I'm saying. I've seen clips. I've seen. You know what I'm saying?
But clips about what? But I'm saying, don't be vague. Like you said, don't have no gray area. Get straight to it.
Bro, I'm just talking about like, you know,
General.
how in general you are. I couldn't tell you a certain clip, but I just genuinely feel like, you know, you can make niggas laugh, you'll have a joke to a nigga.
Nah,
you'll have a controversy. Just the same way earlier.
One thing-
you was like, yo, did I make the ladies, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
sweat a little bit.
Right.
I just feel like I would have had more.
He wants
sweat
more
involved.
spice.
I wouldn't mind if you made me sweat.
But it's not about
Ooh.
spice.
There you go.
But it's-
Danielle, who you dating?
I mean, I'm just saying, y'all wanted spicy, so I'm just saying, I stand.
Danielle, would you date Sam?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Would you date Danielle?
Come on, you did this before. We had
on.
problems. Yeah, cut that out, Katiria. You a mom now.
I'm
Cut
just saying
that
when
out.
y'all dating.
not
Cut
yet.
that out.
We have.
Cut that out. 'cause
Rumor
you was
is
also
we
asking
have
other
not
questions
started
before.
dating yet.
Cut that out, because when I asked you questions when you came to the house, you ain't answering.
When did this happen?
All right, that's right. Sit back.
Oh,
Shout to
God.
Matt.
Shout out to Matt. I can't.
Look at this.
Nah, my thing.
I don't know what's going on.
Me
Right now.
Me
I'll
neither.
figure it out.
But I like it.
Is this fiction?
I don't know.
What's going on right
Just saying, man, don't take the top off the bottle, man. Belly alone.
Nigga, pop the top.
Feel
Pop
me?
the top.
Feel me? I'm with it. I'm the wrong one. I'm the right one
That
though.
just better turn into it's lit, man. That's basically what he's saying.
No. My thing is, I always want to have candid conversation, but I always want it to be genuine. I'm not for the bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not for the smoke screens. If you're gonna be real with a nigga, be real with a nigga. Feel me?
1,000.
Don't talk about a nigga behind his back. Don't talk about a shorty behind their back. Don't say behind their back what you wouldn't say to their face. Straight like that. That's why everybody who comes on this lit, niggas leave and they always say, yo, I appreciate it. It was genuine. Niggas accept me for who I am. We don't never judge anybody. Charlie could tell you. Charlie came looking like a rapper. Feel me?
That's a fact.
And that ain't clowning my dog. He know. I text him all the time. Whenever some fly shit happen, I be like, yo, bro, you know.
You gotta chill.
You know what I mean? Relax. Don't fuck the bag
I be
up.
having to chill sometime, but
Feel me?
you know what I mean?
But I'm always gonna be genuine, just like I was genuine to you when you came and supported us over in Rosendale. Feel me? Like I'm always gonna be candid and genuine with people. Feel me? As long as they show that same respect and love. That's all it is. Spicy enough for you?
What do media platforms? What do media platforms need to do better out here? What do we need to work on? Like as our ecosystem, as you know, respectively, right?
Networking,
Like as far as,
bro.
Right.
Networking. It's not feeling like you too big to say, yo, Noble, I want you to come out to our event. I appreciate if you would show up.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Right? We women music, right?
Right.
Well, your co-host was there. We went out there, supported her, Vicky, Danielle.
You saying it like, nigga, your co-host was there. You wasn't there. Like, damn, is that how you trying to
No,
nigga, like,
no,
nigga
my
was
nigga
like,
show, no.
She was there, nigga.
My nigga,
we was there. Where was you at, nigga? Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Look, he can't even shut up.
You know what I mean? But my thing is like, I'm like, just for me, I feel like just the optics in the room. If y'all would have been there supporting her, it would have been even better. Feel me? But that's just trial and error. Next time y'all make it, that's it. But we still gonna show out and show up for anybody, whether it's Danielle, Noble, Brandon. It don't matter. E-Double already know. I text D-Double any other time, but I don't hit his line all the time because I know there's millions of people hitting him.
Now, with certain people, I'll return your text message instantly.
I just never want to seem thirsty in nobody's phone because I know how niggas are about screenshots. You ain't playing me. Feel me? Niggas ain't playing me at all.
I'm not one of them dudes.
No, I know you now, but you know we've seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Feel me?
You done seen some stuff?
Like what?
We've seen.
No,
we can talk about that another time.
we got
I gotta be off camera.
Yo,
we got time.
And on top of that, like I want to say, I think we all could respect the fact that D-Mo.
Yeah.
BNF,
Oh yeah, shout out to D-Mo.
Free niggas.
Yeah, he had a heavy influence. Let me not say
He still
has.
does.
Let me say has.
Yeah.
And we got a mutual respect because I met him like we was in the studio, and you know social media stuff. You know we cross paths, whatever. But in person, we was just so genuine. It was real, recognized real. And the respect that he gave me and that I gave him, I'm only going to give what I expect to get back. But he was on that same type of time.
Right.
And I appreciate that so much. And I feel like, you know, he definitely has a voice.
Yeah.
You know, and I said this to him too, so he know that. So,
Just so niggas know, man.
Free D-Mal.
Sidebar. You know, bro's in for the time that he's in, but the voice ain't dimmed down, nigga. New concert coming soon. Stop playing yourself, my nigga. Next week we dropping Sins, you know what I'm saying? New episode. And then, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep shit going, man.
Shout out to Sin.
My nigga E-Double, bro, some real shit. You know, I honestly feel crazy for not, you know, even mentioning bro. You know what I'm saying? Proud of you, my nigga, bro, some real shit. You know, we gonna keep bros, you know what I'm saying, content flowing.
Yeah.
And that's just that.
Shout out to BNF, man.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Now, I have a question for the two of you guys who are on the radio. You know, Danielle, Miss Hotsauce, and also
I know. I don't understand why everybody started calling me Danielle.
because that's your name. Because you the top 100. What were you, top 80 something?
I'm number 86.
86.
Yes.
Top 86 most influential
Shout
in
out to
Boston.
In the city.
That was on the proper Bostonian, right?
Yes, no, it was the Boston Magazine.
Right.
They
Boston
remember-
Magazine, right?
That's right.
Number 86. She's the 86th most influential person in Boston. That's a big deal.
That is
right?
a big deal.
For a black woman who just started her own radio station 2 years ago. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah.
But now you're on the radio when you were doing podcasting prior, right? Podcasting is way more raw than the radio.
Way
right?
more raw.
Do you find yourselves, and this question's for the both of y'all, you find yourselves like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're on the radio, you're like,
Probably him more than me.
I gotta
right?
catch
definitely.
myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, because you got to keep in mind I'm a black man.
Right,
So it's one thing that I can never get rid of.
right.
I can stop being a DJ.
Yeah.
I could stop caring about rap music or whatever. I can never stop being a black man. So there's certain things that I may express or may not express. That's that. But being that it's on radio, there's certain things that I just can't talk about as well. And really, when I'm on radio, I can conduct interviews and stuff like that and talk breaks. But I don't feel like I've been able to let my personality show as much as I need to.
Right.
Because when you put me on the launch pad, I'm interviewing mostly rappers.
Right.
I don't just talk to rappers.
Right.
I love R&B music.
Right.
I love Afrobeat music. I listen to some dance music. So I don't want to get put in that box. So I'm working on something to get
I'm about to say
myself
you
up
got
out of
something
that.
coming. Where you saying it?
Sound like an ill segue.
I'm like, yeah, that was good. We gotta work on
Tell us everything.
I'm gonna just say it like this. I'm not gonna use my man's platform to promote what I'm doing.
Nah, you
I'm
did.
gonna promote what's going on right here. All these lovely media peoples and like I said, soon as I jumped out the whip, I said to them, I said, listen, thank y'all, I appreciate y'all.
Nah, you did. That was genuine.
Because I care about me just like you care about them. Care about the launch pad just like you care about other radio shows. y'all like?
Nah.
They lit.
I didn't do nothing. That was him.
Bro.
I think for me, it's a little bit different. We are radio, but we are not on the FM dial, so we're not sanctioned by the FCC.
Right.
So typically, it's like borderline radio podcast. So there are certain things that I can do, but I do know and acknowledgeable of the fact that my audience on Henny and Hot Wings is definitely not my audience on Saucy and Friends. That's where we have politics turning in.
Facts.
We have my son's pediatrician. Like, there's mad people that are tuning in. So even if I do want to get a little spicy, I gotta bring it back. And I think that's the sucky part about radio versus podcast. Because on podcast, I can say whatever I want to. I could drop 16 cuss words in a sentence. It has happened. But on the radio,
Count it.
but on radio, it's like, even though I know that I'm not necessarily restricted to a lot of things, I still have to respect the audience that's tuned in.
Right.
And I think that's something that we all do here, is that we respect our target market.
Right.
Like, we know who the people are that are tuning in, and we give them what they want to hear.
Right.
And I think that's very, very important. So for me, radio is just another avenue to talk. And with us, we have so many different shows that cater to different things. So I'm not really kind of confined into speaking about everything all the time. We got 27 live shows a week.
Wow.
So like, that's something that
Shout
if
out
I
to
don't
you.
want to do it,
Yeah.
somebody else is going to do it. You
Right,
know, like,
right.
so maybe my interview style for this person is not what he needs. So I will send them over to somebody else that might be a little bit more basic.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't like basic.
Yeah. I can't do basic.
Shout out to the 27 shows
Yes,
a week.
thank you.
That was like a light flex.
Facts.
He was like, yeah, we got 27 shows. How many y'all got? All right. Anybody else want to piggyback off of that?
Without a staff?
Was you trying to stab at me?
Oh, no.
I
I mean, mainstream radio is they got like 5.
I'm fucking with you.
They got 5 people
They
on
got
there.
5. 5?
I was biting y'all, so I had to do it a little better.
Oh.
So you didn't innovate?
Oh, God. She's dead.
Look at her
She's
telling
dead.
us.
I don't know what
She's
you're talking
dead.
about.
Anybody else want to piggyback off of that? Because I don't have no history in radio. You know what I mean? I just kept hearing that I should use my voice.
Brandon, you got
You have amazing
anything with
voice.
radio?
Thank you.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not on the radio.
Oh,
I'm around radio.
B
but I'm
done
not
got
on the
soft.
radio.
His voice done got soft over
Right.
there.
Nah, I'm good.
Did it hit you?
I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side. No radio for me. You know,
He's on law.
my radio interaction is all on the service side and on the submission side, and dealing with all the chaos. But other than that, I don't have to deal with any of that stuff.
I say we all got platforms, right?
Yeah.
right.
And I know we all follow Wallow.
Yeah.
What does he say? Create the content. Put the content out there. They're coming for y'all.
Right.
I'm telling y'all this because that's like one of the only people like that motivates me.
Yeah.
It has to be life things or certain things that happen. Like as far as a person to motivate me, it's like Wallow's the only person. So I love to see that. So
I love
for
Wallow.
us, let's go ahead and let's, like I said, we really didn't. This is all new. This podcast stuff is new.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not like you had anybody to refer to.
Yeah.
To be, like they were still learning it, just like you're learning it.
Right.
So let's kick down these walls.
Yeah.
Let's be these trailblazers for the torchbearers that come behind us.
I got a question for all y'all, right? What do you guys feel like we can all do for each other to help build our platforms? Like, what can you contribute to Noble, or what can Brandon contribute to Katiria or even Charlie?
I think everybody has different needs given what we're doing. So
Yeah.
I think we would have to identify that and see where.
Because this is the ecosystem right here.
We throw it in a pool like,
Yeah.
yo, this is where it's going to take some vulnerability. If somebody want to be like, yo, I'm weak here. Can anybody help me?
Mm-hmm.
And then we just start and see, what can happen.
That's really real. That's
like
yeah,
that.
like playing to people's strength. Like,
Yeah.
what does a platform have that
Danielle,
you
stop doing
don't
that.
have?
So,
Oh, sorry. What does a platform have that you don't have? Like, I know that this platform in particular, and I've watched all of them, like
Thank
y'all
you.
are really tapped in.
right.
literally to like the
Charlie's in the
artist
streets.
scene. I think that's so amazing.
We belong to the
I
streets.
know that if I meet somebody that needs some artist development, I'll send them to Katiria. You know, like there's certain things that I would send them to. You know, like It's Lit can call me and be like, yo, help me out with this. Or I'll call them and they'll just show up and they'll be there or whatever. So I think that all these platforms, Brandon too, like he's the one who introduced me to the scene. Like he was like, I will send you a car.
Wow.
To come out to this event.
Wow.
That was one of our first interactions.
Yo,
He
you
was like,
ballin', B.
you
If I
can't
ask
get
Brandon for
in.
anything.
All right, I will send something
I need an
for
Uber,
you,
Bree.
but I think you should
See
be
the
ready.
Brandon, I need
Uber,
money.
So it's on to what we were talking about before. Like once you get to a certain part in your life, like reach back and
Yeah,
help somebody
right.
else that doesn't have to get it. If you know that you got to connect that could work on the radio, or if you know that you got somebody that's coming in that needs interviews, who are you sending them to?
Right.
Like y'all are the people that I would probably most likely hit up first, because I know that y'all serious. I know that y'all about your shit, and I know that y'all ain't gonna embarrass me.
Right.
So it's things like that. Like it's building relationships outside of just business that make you know that this motherfucker right here is very solid. I can trust them with whatever information I'm giving them, and they'll do something with it. So it all comes back to relationship building and networking.
One,
No, you're right.
there you go.
You're right.
When does this shit get frustrating?
Every day.
It's always, yo. You know how many times I wanted to give up?
Really?
I say that shit. Hell yeah.
Let's run us
This
through
shit
that.
is stressful.
Run us through that.
The stress. All right. First and foremost, right? We got this shit, and we got our personal life.
Right.
So this could be lit. Personal life could be in shambles. I'll tell you just like this. The Chris Brown tour, that's some of the darkest days of my life.
Really?
But
Hell
y'all see
yeah.
some of the best pictures that I ever fucking took, so you think it was lit.
Wow.
That was 60 days, and I was going through hell.
Wow.
But I thugged it out.
Wow.
So it just, you gotta, if your personal life ain't good, I don't see your professional life like really taking off.
I got a question for all of y'all, because I know Charlie, my boy's show, y'all are really active with y'all personal lives. Do y'all feel like involving your personal life with your craft is troublesome?
Yes.
To a certain degree. To a certain degree. Because I feel like,
You gotta know what you're willing to share.
yes, right. So it's about how much do you want to share, and how much is your partner willing to be shared, right? You know what I mean? To that capacity where it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so I used to rap, so like she always, I drop a bar about my joint, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, or whatever.
Oh, this dude.
Hey, can you quote one?
You know what I mean? Nah.
Not at this
You know what I mean?
moment.
'Cause I was a different person back then. The language was different. You know what I'm saying? You know, like how much, and she was different then, right? We were growing up, like, you know what I'm saying? And we were growing with each other. And I think it gets frustrating when it's like, you know, I'm out with my shorty, right? And then, you know, nigga want to come up to me and talk to me about the podcast.
That's
shit.
the worst.
Dog,
Like,
People
nigga, you
like
don't
to
see me on
talk
my
about
nigga,
shit in the most inopportune
nigga, I'm with my wife right now.
Facts.
We at Del Frisco's.
We just want to eat.
Why are we talking about this right now? Say what up. Say, you know what I mean, what you got to say. If we have to exchange numbers, we can do that. And then we'll talk about it later.
hold on. I was at the Kevin Hart show with a lady friend.
Oh, y'all both flexing right now.
Nah, those tickets was free.
Who was you with? What lady? friend?
So like we going to the we going to watch the comedy show, right?
Okay, no.
Dude catch me in the little hall joint going down. He's like, yo, E, can I? Yo, bro, like,
Going to pee.
yo, but can my nigga? We going?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, but
Yeah.
now I don't want to hear shit you got to talk about.
Right.
So it's like,
You just turned a possibility
yeah,
to like,
So
I
nigga-
don't
being
even
real
wanna fucking
extra.
talk to you.
But you
ever.
know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he don't see me around that often.
Right.
That because I was that close to him, he felt like this is his opportunity. So I never really fault them at that. I try to be like, yo, my man, I give him this other phone number that I got.
Google numbers.
So I give him that one, or I just be like, yo, just shoot me an email.
I think people have to start putting more stock into people where it's like, all right, if everybody else says you're solid, I'm going to assume that you're solid. We met real quick. We exchanged information. We're gonna talk later,
Yep.
right? Don't fucking hound me, bro.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
I feel like Sam did a great job with talking about networking in terms of like what we need. I think a thing to piggyback. Hey yo, hold it down.
Please.
Right? Nah. I think Sam did a great job talking about networking being one of our things that we need to continue to focus on, right? But I think, to piggyback off that, because I really been thinking about the funny shit. It's like, yo, we need the young niggas to understand the greatness that's around them. So as they're continuing to grow, they understand what the fuck they come from.
Right.
I can't tell you how many people don't know that Jeff 2 times co-produced the intro record to Still Matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't tell you how many people don't know about, just the greatness that comes around them, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
If they did, they'll be greater.
There's that too. And again, I understand that, they're supposed to do their job and all that, but what happens when a nigga don't want to do their job, but us as platforms want to see the scene continue to grow? You know what I'm saying? I understand we're not supposed to force feed niggas, but
But that comes to us bigging each other up. Right?
Exactly.
I just feel like it's important for the young niggas to understand exactly the type of greatness that's actually around them, and I think that's one of the biggest things that's holding the culture back. Because in another 5 years, we're gonna be 5 years older, and that 11-year-old that was 11 then is gonna be 16.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The 13-year-old that's 13 then is gonna be 18.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that we need to, either force feed and be okay with that, or figure out a way that we're streamlining that information to a point where a nigga that just goes to work, and I say this all the time, goes home, goes to work, goes home, don't got shit to do with this creativity shit, understands what's going on around him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, like, as much as I understand, I don't want to say disrespect or like the misunderstanding of a Benzino, I also understand him at the same time.
The misunderstanding of a Benzino.
Look at what he was up against, though.
Yeah.
He was a trailblazer.
Yeah.
You also gotta respect Benzino for like what he's done, and that comes from
And his
not
platform.
understanding the history.
Yeah.
That comes from not understanding the stories. That comes from not knowing the dark ass. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Shout out to
shit
Dart.
like that.
Dart
shout out
is
to
a
Dart.
walking fact.
How amazing would it be if we all did an event together?
It would be
That
be
would be
really
amazing.
amazing. Right?
I would love that.
That would
But
be
this
dope.
also leads into something else I wanted to get into. It's okay for us to disagree,
1,000%.
Indeed.
right? All of us. Publicly, too. Like, it's all right. It's disagreeing respectfully, right?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, when has there ever been a situation where you felt like you kind of was like, I should have disagreed with that, but I didn't because that's my man and I didn't want him to take it the wrong way?
I shouldn't disagree with that. Wait, say it again.
I should have disagreed with that, but I didn't
I keep it a
because that's my man and I didn't want him to take it the wrong
but
way.
you know what? Sometimes
Publicly.
All right. See, there you go.
Publicly.
See, publicly means
Publicly.
Because sometimes my man will be wrong, and I'm gonna have his back right here in his face. But when I pull him aside,
Facts.
I'm gonna let him know. Don't you ever have me out here looking crazy again? Like you was wrong.
What are you doing, girl?
But why can't it be
Publicly?
saying, nigga, you wrong, and then pulling your man aside and be like, nigga, don't ever put me in
Because
that
it's,
situation
because
again.
it's not.
Maybe that's
It's,
your
it's,
personality.
nah, you ain't never supposed to talk down on your man in front of people.
That's
ever.
It
right?
depends on what it is.
Nah,
I feel like because of what we all do, we're stuck in the middle place a majority of times. So what we end up being is us hearing somebody complaining about the other side versus the other side. And then we're stuck in a situation where we gotta keep it solid and let a nigga know, nah, I don't know about that, bro. This is the reason why he might have been moving that
Be
way.
neutral.
You know what I'm saying? I
neutral.
think that's more of our position versus us being on some like, oh, what the fuck, how you
Right.
moving, bro? I think that's the majority of it is because end of the day, because of what we do, more times than not, we see both sides of the story, bro. We're just painting our narrative. You know what I'm saying? We understand it's just stories. It's the niggas on the outside looking in that's complaining about a certain narrative. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's more of what it is. I don't think any of us would ever be on a situation where it's like, oh, fuck this nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think it would ever get to that point. But I genuinely think it's more of us dealing with the consumers while we're honestly producing one. Funny shit.
Anybody else?
I just got
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know what's going on.
There's really no right or wrong answer. But
Yeah.
you know, my thing is like, there's no surprise that, me and Sho have went back and forth on the internet multiple times, right? Nigga, we went back and forth on the pod, right?
Yeah, shout out to Sho with the phalanges out.
Holy shit.
He got his phalanges out.
headied up, respect, my nigga.
Now, we always gonna agree to disagree on certain things,
right?
But it doesn't mean that it's like, if something was to be like, if a nigga was to be like on some fuck show shit, I'd be like, yeah, nigga, fuck show, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's excessive.
Right. You know what I mean?
That's
right.
different.
So it's like, at what point, because you're gonna have your opinion regardless, right?
Your opinion's to be respected.
Your opinion is to be respected, right? But then at what point where is it saying, are you saying to yourself like, well, maybe I shouldn't say this here, right? Because for me, it's like, for me to tear down a nigga maliciously, he should know that that's never the fucking case, right? But I'm gonna stand on my shit, and we all know he's gonna stand on his shit,
right?
So when is that okay, and when is it not okay? Is what
It's
I'm
okay
saying,
in
really.
private, but you don't. What you put out in the public, other people are seeing, they're digesting that shit. Feel me? So you got your
creating a
following,
narrative and
he got his
rumors and-
following. You say fuck you, you a bitch ass nigga. They might say fuck you, you was a bitch ass nigga because Charlie said it, because they ride it.
And how
you said it
comfortable-
publicly.
How comfortable are you with this person?
Right.
Because if we all growing up as homies, we could talk about anything, right?
Right.
And we could disagree all the
But
time.
I think being men from the hood, we use aggressive language. Period.
But you can't use that
Right.
excuse.
yeah,
bro.
but we know what words not to say to another man because we
Oh,
don't put
absolutely.
them in at us.
But I don't think that line was never crossed. But what
Yeah,
I'm saying
never.
is, what I'm
Oh, I
saying
don't
is,
even know what's being referred to.
No,
this is just in general.
Yeah, in general.
It's just in general. I'm just
In
using him
general.
as an example because he's in the room, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and just the elephant, right? Whatever,
Right.
right? So it's not like you don't fucking you know where what
You know what
lines
line
were-
not to
right,
cross.
exactly, right? You know where to not go and things of that nature, right? But at the end of the Noble funny as shit. but what I'm saying is, what from the outside perception, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind people thinking what they want to think. Whereas I know that if I'm in a room with somebody, it's never gonna get to something crazy or whatever the case may be, and we're never gonna like really have a crazy issue and things of that nature. Because for me, we up here talking every fucking week.
See,
this
but-
is what we do. We talk.
You know that, but like Katiria said, she might see her DMs, and now when she see you walk in that room, she's not thinking that. She's thinking you got death threats. You got niggas that's threatening you that might come out and just stake out and watch your whip, bro.
They might, but those are people I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm talking about people we do know.
Okay.
Well, see, for
You know what I'm
myself, I look at it like what's it do? Maul that used to be on Joe Button's joint.
Yeah.
Rory? He said, "I'm not beefing with nobody black.
Right,
I'm cool."
right.
And not for nothing, when you start seeking success and you start getting some success, you don't have no time for the negativity.
You don't want to.
None of that
Right,
shit.
right,
No.
right.
This piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very real as well. Like when you are on an upward track and you have tunnel vision to success and your goals and your dreams, like what people are saying, it almost just comes with the territory. It's like you gotta just eat that and keep going. Either channel that into motivation. That's what I do every time. Every time I hear somebody talking shit, I'd be like, all right, bet. Let's go.
I just
And then
tell niggas,
you
just wait till
you
you
come
see.
out stronger and they be like, oh, okay.
For one, I love niggas talking shit, because a nigga like me, I'm confident as a motherfucker.
That means you
I
matter.
never say what it really is.
We know no.
You know what I'm saying? But once I hear that type of shit, know and believe I'm on your neck. You know what
Word,
I'm saying?
word.
So other than that, it's just like, yo, like when I hear things like what Danielle just said, it's like, yo, bro, like,
Miss Hotsauce, you mean? You don't want niggas calling her Danielle, apparently.
it's
My
bitch, it's
good government.
It's my big sis. You know what I'm saying? It's my big sis. But now, like, I guess really what I'm saying is just like, yo, like, they just really just gotta like become like a respect for like boundaries of where people is at and what they're willing to do. And you just gotta be okay with what people are willing to do within those.
Everybody got
boundaries.
families.
Right.
Outside of that, that's outside of your control, my nigga. You just gotta be okay with that. You know what I'm saying?
Keep that line of respect.
Yeah.
And emotional intelligence being,
Hey,
I'm saying
that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of things. You feel me?
Now, there was something that was being spoken about earlier before we started recording about dating within media. Right? I'm a married man, so I can't really speak on
I'll
this.
talk about it.
But who wants to take the reins on
I'm
this?
just saying, I'm trying to get with with this couch over here, and
With the love
I
seat?
don't get no love from the love seat.
It's a nice couch.
Don't look at the couch. Look at me.
Niggas might be too comfortable now.
Dating in media.
Dating in the industry is, I feel like it's weird. I feel for me, it's almost better to be single.
Wow.
I
Explain.
get a lot done. You know, like
But how do we work around that though? That shouldn't be the end of the story.
whatever I do in private, I keep that very private to the point where I still can appear single. I mean, I'm not sitting out here. Let's just be honest.
So
Let me everything that who I'm dealing with, who I'm letting touch my butt and stuff like that.
We don't know about how
That's
you like
yeah. Nobody needs to know about that.
So
If
it's
you
private
figure
life.
it out, you figure it out. But other than that, like that shouldn't be public information.
Private
I'm not
life, happy
married.
life.
I don't have anybody, and for that reason, like my business is my business. But dating in the industry, I don't know if that's possible.
You've never done that?
Now, let me see.
B, you never done that?
Nah.
When I
just
first
messy.
started dating Matt,
We knew.
Yeah, we knew. We
Girl, we
all knew.
I didn't want to actually tell anyone.
I wasn't around for that. Let's walk me through this, guys. I would love to hear this.
I didn't want anyone to know our business because I already knew what people were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's fucking this dude for content.
Wow.
For videos, It's literally people, and it was so annoying. And it was
Said that?
people were saying that.
Were you fucking him for content?
No, no, it didn't even. We started business relationship. I paid Matt. He believed in my dream, and
So you wasn't
after
paying him with Toto?
No, I was not paying them with Toto.
I'm about to say.
All right. Just wanted to know.
I was paying
Fair
him
question.
money,
All right.
and then
Oh, cash money. All right.
cash money, and then he believed in what I was doing, and then he actually sponsored his services. And then after 2 years, we started dating, but I didn't want anyone to know because I didn't think it wasn't their business. But I didn't want people to.
Be in your business.
Wait,
in my business.
How long did it take for him to sponsor his services?
I think within like 2 months.
Damn.
Wow, it was good like that. huh?
Wow,
That
man.
nigga man was open.
My man said, "Fucking check."
He says exposed.
No, you know what? Because he heard.
She exposed that pussy.
Hey,
Fuck you, first of all.
those that made him paint that wall.
No, listen. He heard my story. He believed in me. He came and he seen all
He
the
came
hard-
all right.
Oh my God, I can't. You can't have a serious conversation
I'm sorry.
with this man.
You walked right into this.
You know what? That was too easy.
What I'm gonna say is that him being in the industry, us being in the same industry, it is very easy. We support each other, and it's amazing. I can't like. I think it's.
When did
great.
it become difficult?
Good question.
It became like in the beginning of our relationship, it was difficult because he was boo, but then we were also partners. So like I was talking crazy to Matt. Like I'd be like, "Bitch, you better get this shit done," and then he'd be like, "Who's the bitch? Like we're together."
Okay,
like
man. Stand up for yourself, man.
Wow.
you know, and it was really hard because I didn't know. I didn't know how to balance like work and relationship. So in the beginning, it was a little bit like
Wow.
Like I can admit like I was a little bit like demanding and I didn't really think of the relationship at the time, but then we gradually learned how to like balance. So dating in the industry, I know a lot of people like don't like that, but we're in the same industry and it's working out.
And y'all also wear different hats, right?
We wear different hats too. He's not a host. I'm not a videographer,
Right.
cinematographer. Like
it's like y'all,
different.
I mean, like conversations that we have. You're like, nigga, I don't know nothing about that. Ask Matt.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then the conversation I'll have with Matt, I don't know nothing about that. Ask Cat, right? So it's
Yeah.
like y'all balance each other out, right?
Yeah,
so
and compliment each other.
I think that makes a lot of sense and
That's
it works
dope.
out, right? Ultimately,
Yeah.
right. So
That's a blessing that it works.
yeah.
And we have a child named Ocean. He's the king of the world.
Shout out to Ocean,
Ocean.
baby yo.
Baby, yo. But yeah.
Overexposed.
I've been trying to date within the
Oh,
industry,
oh.
and they don't want to date me.
Why don't they want to date you?
Wait, who doesn't
I
want
don't
to
know.
date
Ask Sam and E.
Wow.
you? What's going on? Which one would you pick?
What?
Oh,
If you had to-
couch for real, my nigga. I didn't realize, my nigga. It's a love couch for real.
I'm blind to the bullshit.
Oh, now you blind. That's cute.
That's why this thing is so cool.
Wow.
This.
Okay.
I'm cool because I'm a Taurus, beloved. I'm always
Yeah,
good.
Taurus is stubborn.
I'm always good.
That's why this thing is so cool. Okay.
So
I'm just chilling, man.
none of y'all else, nobody else, y'all never
I ain't
dated
gonna lie to
within
y'all,
the
me
industry.
personally, I don't really mess with women in Massachusetts personally.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Well,
This
damn.
nigga different.
The whole
Damn.
state.
The whole state.
Damn.
That's totally different. I respect it.
Wow. Strength, I got businesses outside of this content creation shit. And I done dealt with niggas, you know what I'm saying, feeling the way about a joint that they done had 10, 15 years ago and taking my business from me. I just can't. Because there's too many, the world is big as shit.
Too many what?
There's too much box out here.
Too much. Oh my God.
Too many
You know what I'm
bitches.
saying? There's a reason
Damn.
it's a global company.
I
You know
respect
what I'm
it.
saying? That's the reason why UPS and FedEx are global companies. You know what I'm saying? They got boxes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, a nigga like me, like I just watched my bread, you know what I'm saying, be, you know what I'm saying, on the chopping block off strength of shit I didn't do.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in my head, it's a I bet. You know what I'm saying? Let niggas know that's my sis, bro. That's sis right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I go OT and be a heathen. It's easier.
Brandon,
Yeah, I've always kind of like having a separation.
Right, sis? You know the vibes. Yeah, I'm with you, my nigga.
I like when I go home to not have to talk about work, not have to talk about what I'm doing. I like for anyone that I'm dealing with, I could be like, hey, I'm with some, one of my clients or something. They'd be like, great, you paid? You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have some peace and some separation from what I'm doing and talk about something else. I don't want to go home after an entire day of being in music and then go home and talk about that shit all night. You know what I mean?
See, I think I could do it, but it matters on the person. So before the industry and all that, whatever the game is, it matters in the person. So I done had girls, whatever, and they couldn't understand what I'm talking about.
right?
So it's like we can't even communicate. You don't understand how important that was to me,
Right.
or what it stood for.
Right.
But when I do got a girl that can understand and we can elaborate, we can talk about things and build on things, and I think that actually can be beneficial. But it starts with the person before we actually get to the industry, I would say.
I agree.
Sam, you ain't got nothing to say about this,
And I ain't gonna
beloved?
lie, I don't deal with stories I gotta struggle with. There's no struggle with nobody.
Got to struggle with?
I'm not dealing with stories I gotta struggle with. nigga.
Struggle in what sense?
My man,
Fuck with me or not.
You give her money?
Yeah.
Damn.
I just want to know, do you give her money?
I'm not a tricker.
I didn't ask you that. If you with somebody, do you give her money?
Give her money in what
like an
sense?
allowance?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Like an allowance?
Oh, like maybe.
I mean,
I'm not a
Do you give your man money?
yes, I do.
How much?
Yes.
$20.
That's all that
I'm sorry. No. I think it's $40 for a lineup and a pedicure.
Who can
That's
get
not
a
enough.
lineup at a pedicure for $40?
That's not enough.
No, we do care about the pedicure shit. You can't have no crazy toes. That's crazy.
Wow.
And I don't allow socks in the bedroom.
I don't know socks in the bedroom.
Sam,
You wear socks?
I feel like she lying. I don't know. There's a lot of
What she
niggas
said.
out here with jagged edge feet that be getting in these bedrooms, man.
not the walked out of heavens.
Nah, I feel like dating in the industry is messy. Only because it all depends on the fields that you're in, the people, the circles that you're in. Because you could be dating Matt, but people may not fuck with Matt, so they don't fuck with you. Feel me? And that's
I
just
mean,
something.
we're together. We're a couple. Fuck
No, I
it.
agree. I'm just saying
Fuck
that's the
them.
things that y'all got to
We
run
come in
into.
a unit.
Yeah, but y'all, that's the shit that comes with dating in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I don't
So,
care.
I feel like it's messy, but private life is happy life.
She said, "Yeah, whatever."
Yeah, she don't
together.
care. She Latina.
I love love. I don't care. I mean, that's crazy.
I got too much dollars circulating for me to really honestly care about dating within the industry and fucking up my dollars. Nigga. I'm living life how I want to live it, and I'm gonna continue to do that.
Is it really that hard though?
It is that hard.
For-
They don't know how to manage their feelings, bro.
I know it got to be. I know it got to be hard for him.
It's gonna start with the person.
Is it hard for you, Charlie?
Right, Charlie?
Nah, I mean,
You got to watch who you texting on Twitter and all that shit. You got to make sure the shorty ain't a baddie, and you got to make sure that etiquette is etiquette, nigga.
well, you know,
DMs alone.
the wife done. The
It's gonna
wife
be hard for me to say goodbye.
Feel
to
me?
the DMs.
the wife understands, like, you know what I mean? I've been in entertainment before, right? So there's a lot of times where I have to speak to women and be around women where it's like, whatever, you know what I mean? Women will naturally get jealous. I mean, a lot of the times, most women, I don't want to say all women, right? But there's a method to whatever situation is going on, right? And at the same time, it's like, nigga, this is what we're doing, right? Like, this is what we're in, right? Like, there's female creatives, right? We can't just shun the females out because of how our wives are going to feel and things of that nature. Like, that doesn't matter, right? There's going to be good-looking women that we talk to who are super creative, and that's just the bottom line, right? But that's where we keep it, right? So I think, you know, when it's this space, you just got to respect your partner, man, and you know what they're willing to fucking bend with. And also understand, you know, the language that you can use and things of that nature. Like me, I kind of, you know, like I'm a very expressive person, right? You know, I use colorful language a lot. You know what I mean? But that's just me, and she understands that about me. So
Yeah, like who you are. Like
Right.
I'm very spicy. My conversations sometimes are flirty, but he knows this is
right. I don't know how many women I call sweetheart. It just rolls off the tongue, right? It's not like I mean anything by it. I mean, I call a chick that I don't even like find attractive sweetheart, but like that's just how I talk to women. Like it's just like whatever, sweetheart, pass me that because I don't know your name. You're sweetheart now, right?
See, I hate that.
It's different. Like
This one girl called me babe today.
That's different. Babe is strong.
Babe is strong.
Babe is very strong. There's different words. It's like if a chick call you love, hey love, can you pass me that?
that's normal.
Right.
Oh, yeah, they
that's
be doing
regular
that.
Douglas
Yeah.
shit, right?
How about boo?
Nah, it's too much.
Boo's a little
too much.
a little extra. You
You're
know what I
doing
mean?
too much. No
I
bull
feel like I call
emojis.
everybody
Doing
boo.
too much.
I think hun, love.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
know
cool.
what I mean? Sweetie. Like I think those things is different.
Young man.
Sweetie might be a little too.
Nah, like I think those are
Sweetie
regular.
might be a little pushing it, bro.
Your grandma call you sweetie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's a term of endearment. Like it's like I don't think nothing of it. Like
Yeah, you're
these are
right.
just words, right? So and what we do is all backed up by words.
But it's all about how women see women using those words, bro. Because women have their own mind games they play that we ain't even privy to.
Oh, for sure.
Feel me?
But look,
The words that we may think is, yo, she ain't just calling me love.
Let
Why
me
that
ask you
bitch
this:
calling you love?
when you with your wife, do you hug other women?
yes.
Wait, what is that?
when you're
Like when you're greeting women, like, and you're with your wife, do you hug other women?
Yes.
One hand or two hand hugs?
It depends on who it is.
Okay.
If she know us,
I think it also
Right.
depends on the relationship too.
I
Like
was
for people's like wives. Like if I know that you have a wife, I'm most likely going to say hi to your wife first to get that out the way, and then I will approach the other dude.
See, but
like,
you got respect. Every woman don't got that same respect.
I was at Silk this pat. Yo, shout out to Silk. Shout out to
I love
Shout out to DJ
I
Real
missed
P.
it. I heard Shout out to Real
Tings was
P.
out. Shout out to Real P for sure.
I was at Silk. I'm hugging Chanel, my co-host. Like,
but that's
and
different.
then, but she saw Chanel's back. She ain't know who it was. She's coming from the bathroom and she's like, "Hey, yo," right? So, but then when Chanel turns around, she's like, "Oh, it's Nell." Like, whatever, it's cool,
So
right?
you have to cut
So,
her.
but it could be an issue.
Like I said, it depends on who it is. That was a two-arm hug. You know what I'm saying?
But then I said, if she
Right,
know
like-
her, it's two hands.
Right. That was a two-arm hug. So that means let that have this mother chick. You be like, who the fuck is that? And why she feel so comfortable hugging you all crazy? Like,
Damn,
you
you are.
hugging her
That's
with
very
two
specific.
hands.
that was a 5-second hug.
You gotta count.
She's over here
Because if
like,
she come over with the two hands on
Two.
top,
Oh,
And you can,
Oh, damn, you
Oh, with the
experienced.
2 on the waist? Oh, nah, you're crazy, man. It's R.I.P. Chest t-shirt.
Yeah, you want to fight in the car.
You know what I mean?
You
Like,
want to fight in the car with
what it
that.
is. You know what I
I
mean?
copping off GP. I drive up and down American Legion with that.
You heard? That's why you my brother, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all want to talk about, man?
just for the record, I'm giving the girls handshakes.
No, you're not.
bullshit.
If I'm with my
I'm a
girl,
Frenchman,
definitely
so
give
I
her
give women
I
double
would.
cheek kisses. Not only because I'm a Frenchman, because I'm tired of my white shirts getting fucked up.
He said he's
Oh,
a
I
Frenchman.
messed up a hoodie at the push.
My man's a Frenchman.
You heard that?
My man said, yo, so you talking about the mwah.
That's it.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
When
I ain't
you're
doing that,
I'm not
nah.
used to this. I just mentioned Drake. The
Ima-
Drake double cheek kiss.
imagine
And they're
he's
like, oh,
Canadian.
I'm cool with it now.
He's Canadian. That's a different part of the world. Now, understand this. Most women ain't gonna understand that shit. You out with Matt and he see a chick and he's like, hey, babe. Yeah, mwah. Obviously not babe, but like, mwah, right? Hey, girl, mwah,
No, Matt know
mwah.
not to do that.
He's knowing what to do and not
Matt
to
know
do.
not to
That's
do that.
weird.
He with a Latina.
All right, so hold on, let me flip it. Let me flip it real quick, right?
I kill him.
You're
both.
with your wife,
Yeah.
and she hug boy like this
She ain't gonna do that in front of him.
in front of him. That's what I'm trying to
Okay,
say.
hypothetically speaking.
What,
yeah.
what Drake that had a line? He said, "I know that same hug."
Oh,
that,
yeah.
Oh,
I know them type of hugs.
Exactly.
So you used to fuck some shit, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might fall on the nigga to his call.
I got caught with that a couple of times. But in my earlier 20s, though. You know what I'm saying? After 25, no, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get it together, you know what I'm saying? 20 to 25 years, no, he might have been a heathen. After that, you know, you feel me?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'll tell you the truth. You know how you identify the hug? It's not about the hug. It's about the release. So if she let that hand go down by your back,
Nah, he
and
that tour.
then
That's
touch
the Chris
that
Brown
hand a
tour
little
right
bit.
there.
They'll try to say like it's the release. The hug is like it's the action, but that release, that's how you examine what's going on.
I can see that. Like if you were to hug and then like you know how you like hold
The hug is
like,
what
yeah,
got
the
me.
release.
The
is-
release
Right,
when I
right.
start
Is it the waistline? Is it the waistline release? Is it the
Nah,
waistline?
you got to release
Or
from
is
the
it-
top, middle,
or
and
is
the
it-
back.
Or is it the spine?
Because some girls like they do that spine joint,
Okay.
and then that's the
Yeah, I everybody's wife has to know me and girls have to know me because I just have no behavior.
Right.
If I see you're my friend, I'm gonna give you a 2-hand hug. I'm gonna go down your back and I'm going to, you know,
Grab the balls too.
If I'm
Oh
with
my
mine,
God.
don't do it. I'm telling you right now, don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I gotta respect her.
I
Because
mean-
if I see her hug a dude like that, yo.
It's like, so are you the super friendly friend?
Yes.
It's like,
Oh,
hey,
hell yeah,
It's
she
like,
is.
did you just get a new haircut? It really brings out your balls.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. And y'all by now, all of you guys in this room most likely know me as such. If I see you and I fuck with you
Outspoken.
like that, we are literally best friends.
Right.
And like I said, if I'm going to be friends with you, I'm most likely going to be friends with your wife so that she is very, very comfortable with the fact that I'm a psychopath. So like, you know,
Right.
like those are things that I set forth easily.
Yeah.
Like if I don't normally hug you, I'm not going to hug you. But if you are one of my people and I see you, any of them, I know everybody's wife. I am your best friend. I don't want him. As long as I'm around him, he ain't going to do no bullshit.
Okay.
That's how I do.
That's his-
Anybody else? 'Cause I like that topic. That shit was crazy. You know what I mean? We did
You
a
like
lot
the
of-
crazy shit.
Yeah, I do like the crazy
that,
shit.
That
You know what
makes
I mean?
his heart race, guys.
You know what I
He
mean?
Spine
loves
hug.
it.
I love this shit.
He wants to thrill.
She do that little drag though. I'm trying to tell you.
Drag.
I'm a drag.
I got a question.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie though, I ain't gonna lie. Sauce, you know what I'm saying? I caught Sauce at Carnival one time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? The waistline is well equipped with WD-40.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She's really moving that motherfucker.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
She's
moving
moving.
that
Oh my
damn thing.
Like that.
You feel
She's
me?
mobile.
Nothing but respect. Young
Yeah.
nigga respected it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna move on to the next young bitch. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
This
You
right
calling her
here,
old?
Well,
I am.
Oh, yeah. That's wild.
Tired. I'm tired of no. Yeah. No, but I mean, like in general,
I tried
like
to
it
skip
is.
past that.
This big sis. And when I say a young shorty, so I mean my age. This nigga.
Okay.
But like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? It's big sis right here, so it's all love. You know what I'm saying? So when I get behind that, I be looking at older niggas, oh, who's that young nigga? And I be looking at them like, yeah, nigga.
Yeah, you
Those
see
are
me,
my
nigga. We
hoes.
outside, nigga.
We out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Sam, what was you gonna say?
Sauce is number love with Sauce. That's a fact.
Love you.
Real shit.
Boom.
Say it again.
How
What was
do
you gonna
love
say?
that?
You said you had a question.
Oh, no, I was gonna ask, have any of y'all lost relationships because of y'all crap?
What do you mean relationships? Like
Just relationships that you have with
personal
people.
relationships or
Yeah.
like friendships?
Eat both.
Yeah.
I lost plenty, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
A lot.
Yeah.
But what is it?
My
What does
circle's
it taught
small.
you though, along the way?
What has it taught me? To not give a fuck. Cause real rap, you know, as long as you stay true to yourself, you double back around. I done seen niggas that are speaking down on my name getting dragged out of parties too drunk, nigga, to walk. So I'm looking at niggas like, oh, this is what I missed out on.
Wildly specific as well.
You know what I'm saying?
What I think really has happened the most is people start to view you differently, right? Because now you're a platform, right? You're
You got a voice,
a character, right?
Yep.
Essentially, right? Like, and people perceive you a certain way, right? People will just, you know, people pay attention to how people pay attention to you, right? And I've seen people like try to just drag your name through the mud just to get people to not fuck with you the way that they do, just based on what you do with your media. Right?
Motherfucking lies. People like to lie a lot.
Y'all want me to take this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
They're gonna try to pull you down because they know that you're on a level that they can't reach.
Exactly.
And
Bra.
you're unreachable.
Right.
So, what better way to get your attention than to do something like that to try to pull your name
Be
down?
messy.
But the thing is, you win when I pay attention. You can't give them that satisfaction.
Right.
Because if they know if I poke the beast like this, he's gonna react that way, how many other people gonna try to poke the beast?
Right. Right.
There's one thing I learned on funny shit. First, you know, they gonna ignore you. Then they gonna laugh at you. Then they gonna realize you a threat. And then they gonna attack you. You just never know. You know what I'm
So that's
saying?
where we at.
And you
Right.
just gotta stay on your shit. You know what I'm saying? And just being okay with what you own and what you doing. You know what I mean? Because there's always gonna be a nigga that feel a certain way. There's always gonna be a nigga that feel like, you know, he could do it better. There's always gonna be a nigga, bro, that just, you know what I'm saying, just wanna dim your light. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you just gotta be above all that negativity. You know what I'm saying? All
Use
that
it for
shit's always
fuel.
gonna be there. You can count on that. I tell anybody, you can count on that. You know what I'm saying? But counting on being above it, that's an option. You know what I'm saying? And that's an option on you. You feel me? So whether or not you want to be above that or not, it's always up on you. You know what I mean? Like, and I just feel a lot of times you just got to get numb to the bullshit and just understand that, like, you know, a lot of times love within this game ain't a real thing. And you just got to be okay with that and just use, you know, your success as like a Novocaine, my nigga. Like, use that shit as like a, you know, your numbing cream. You know what I'm saying? Being like, I bet you was on some bullshit, but nigga, I got here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what's respected within my realm. You know what I'm saying? So me being a person that understands what's respected within my realm, I'm stacking those points up. So it don't really matter what the fuck you're saying, my nigga. I could show you a resume. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest, we're not asking McDonald's, my nigga, what their next move is fucking every year.
Right.
Nigga, it's McDonald's, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Plenty of people on this couch right now been doing it long enough to where it's a point like, yo, you just gotta respect what's happening, it's moving, it's a system. You know what I'm saying? That's producing something. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta respect that. And for people that can't respect that, it's just not the system for you. And a nigga like me, I'm tired of arguing with niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's either you gonna be okay with it or you not. And it's that simple, man. It's that simple. There's plenty of, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's plenty of platforms. So if you're not fucking with Noble, my nigga, go talk to Chiz.
Yeah.
Right.
Go talk to Katiria.
Right.
Go talk to Sam, man.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
and
It's
this
simple.
ain't even all of us.
But just know, when you disrespect Noble,
Right.
the word does get.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
don't
it gets
feel-
around.
yeah.
Like we
Ooh, I
do. Like you
that.
gotta respect us. Like we not gonna let you disrespect our brother or sister in that same notion.
Right. 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 Yo, B, you ain't got nothing to say about this?
Be ready to go home.
I'm good. I'm enjoying the conversation.
B looking at his phone like, man, what time my show come on?
I got that lighter for you, B. I ain't forgot.
You just don't worry about those people. A lot of people talk shit when they see you. They're like, oh my God, I love you. And you're like, whatever.
Right.
If you weren't worth mentioning,
They're not gonna mention.
they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't get mad at shit that ain't good.
I love it.
Yeah.
When you're in the barbershop and ain't nothing to talk about, talk shit about me. That's promotion.
What you want them to say?
Whatever. Go ahead.
How do y'all choose what to get behind? Right?
Ooh.
Like as far as something that might be trendy,
Nah, I got to be authentic.
something that
Your
might
mission. Be true
But
to
not
your
only
mission.
that, like something that just it's kind of in your face.
I feel
And
like
you
there
can't
are certain
ignore it.
movements, bro. No, I'm with you. I feel like there's certain movements that might be sticky to like, the populace, but it's not necessarily, resonating with you particularly.
Right.
But because of what you do and what you represent,
You
it
gotta
only
talk
makes
about it.
sense
Right.
for you to make sure you take care of that, even if that's not something that you necessarily, specifically rock with. Now there are situations where you can kind of dibble and dabble with that, where it's like I completely don't fuck with this shit, and I respect that. But you as a platform curator, whatever the case may be, you have that permission, you have that that leeway. You know what I mean? So I feel I'm honestly with you. I do think there's certain movements where it's like, yo, it might not be for me, but for the representation of the whole, let's help this story get to where it got to be.
But
Now
If we're talking about music right now,
we're talking about music,
Anything.
anything that pertains to your media
I'll talk
platform.
about music, right? I can't go against good music, no matter what. If there's good music and it's moving in the streets, moving whatever, and it's just good music overall, I can't argue with that.
What if it's not good, but it's moving in the streets?
I'm not gonna stand behind it.
okay.
If it's not good, first thing I said, I can't go against good music. Like all that drill, I can't stand drill. Some of my homies rapping that drill stuff, and I clown them every day. I call it, but I'm who I am. But I know that some of them records is moving, and I have to play them.
Well, I've seen people on your, platform that have brought on other people on that don't make good music, but because they buzzing, they done brought them on.
I'm trying to think.
They done brought them on.
Yeah.
Certain people that might not even be from this country, who don't really speak this language really well.
Nah, you ain't getting spicy enough.
You know what I mean?
Double, don't act like you don't know.
They're not
What
from
he
this
talking
country.
You know who
Yeah,
he's
you know.
You know who you
Some
talking about.
Albanian
They brought
kid.
he ain't come on my platform.
Well, he came on the station that you're a part of.
I have no.
Who we
parts of
talking
that.
about?
That's Jim.
Oh.
When it comes to Sunday night between hours of 10 and 12 when the launch pad are on, I play music that pertains to what goes on right here. That's hot. That's from the streets. Like I support good music.
Would you ever interview Vast Jam?
No,
Okay.
he asked me for an interview, and I said no.
Absolutely not.
I would.
Why I wouldn't?
Why not?
Well, my show is catered to artists and people who mean something about pushing this thing here forward.
Right.
I respect him as far as a businessman and doing shows for the business sake. But when it's those type of shows and you're just getting people to sell the tickets to their friends. So I sold 20 tickets to these people and everybody sold 20 tickets. But when those 20 people, this person's crowd, when he gets off stage, they leave.
Right.
What about the people's experience? Because you're bringing that artist there for the people to see it, right?
Yeah.
It's not just to perform for that person. So I don't respect that. And it's not him, it's the pay to play. I do respect the fact that promoters put up a lot of money to get these people out here. So it's like, you know what? Help me break bread. I'm not just going to throw you on my stage.
Right.
That just doesn't make sense. You're not even pushing it or helping me do anything. You feel entitled to. So I have to respect the business of it, but I don't like it for the sake of the people's experience.
Right. And at the hands of a white man, in my opinion.
Even
white?
with that, like,
He's from Europe. He's as white as they get.
I don't know.
He's from Albania.
I don't know.
That nigga's super Saxon.
So like I said, I respect him as far as the businessman, but the music, I don't. Nah.
Yeah, I agree. Would you interview Vance, man?
Me?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me questions?
I'm just asking. I'm asking everybody the question.
I mean, I'm gonna speak as a nigga that did. I'm gonna speak as a nigga that did, right? I'm gonna speak as a nigga that did, you know what I'm saying, on my platform, right? You know what I'm saying? I got Vaz's story because I respect Dog for what he's been able to do within the promoting community. But I can't speak for that music shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And throughout that interview, I was speaking on some promoting shit. And I can respect that again.
Right.
I'm gonna speak on what I can respect.
Right.
But the music ain't something I can really respect, just respectfully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
And I'm not against him moving how he's moving, bro, because honestly, he's working way harder than the majority of niggas that
A lot of niggas. He's working hard. We can't. Nobody will ever take that away from the kid.
Right?
Work ethic.
So he
I
has.
would interview him.
Nobody will take that away from him.
I would interview him.
I'm not gonna knock nobody's hustle.
Right.
I'm just gonna say for the sake of the people's experience.
Right.
That's the thing. Is like.
This is the thing, right? From the outside looking in, right? Outside looking in, shit gets sticky, right? You don't want the wrong representation for this scene.
1000%. Let's talk about that.
Right. So representation is everything, right? And that's kind of really what I wanted to lead into. He just happens to be the butt of the joke because I always make him the butt of the joke, and I will never stop making him the butt of the joke because the nigga's terrible at making music, right? And I cannot stand his fucking music.
Nobody's
shout out
hating
to
on
his
him.
promoting.
We respect the business part, but it's just.
But we will give our honest opinions, and if this is the face to some people, because I've seen reaction videos where it's like, oh, this is what Boston has to offer. That's embarrassing. Right, so that's really embarrassing, right? Because numbers, right? Numbers play a big factor to a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we're going with this shit. Where it's like, all right, how do we get behind certain representation?
See, but y'all say that, but then some of y'all are under the damn video putting the fire emoji.
1000%. You know what?
Not me.
What did Pimp C say?
Style, right?
Well,
hold on.
For who?
For the Vaz dude. We can go into that shit right now and pop up people's names.
I put emojis.
Don't act like you ain't seen it. I know you see it.
Emojis underneath.
You be on social media?
I was putting his fire.
No, not you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that.
I'm supposed to be like, nigga,
I'm just saying.
I'm the most anti-vest nigga here.
But you know what? You know what's crazy?
Listen,
But I can't do the music, my nigga. That's just me.
It's like what Pimp C said. Take that monkey shit off. You embarrassing us.
Right.
So, having said that, we are sitting here talking about him.
Right.
So he's doing something right.
I know the nigga that you hate. You brought him up.
I brought him up because it was appropriate. It was the elephant in the room.
You're right. I feel you. It's content. It's content.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's an elephant, man.
All right, we know who the fuck I was talking about, right? But I won't fake support somebody just because you have a relationship with them.
Right.
It depends on what they're promoting.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I think the scene has gotten so dope to a point where there are so many platforms to where you can stand on what you feel and what your perspective is in terms of what dope is. And there are so many options for you to go to where you can be like, you know what, Chiz might not be for me as like a Vaz, but I can go to another platform and get my rocks off at the very least.
Absolutely.
And I think that in itself is some shit that,
and that's dope because people have came to us and I've said that. I'll be like, I don't think all platforms align, but here's some names that you might want to reach out to. Right. Because
being resourceful.
Right. It'd be like I may not want to talk to a person for a whole hour, right? But I know they may be appealing to other people.
It's not even that. It's more so the conversation you have with him isn't the same conversation that I'm going to have.
Right.
Feel me? You may not like his music, but I might respect the fact that nigga uploaded it and pressed send.
Right.
Feel me? Like just to be vulnerable and transparent to put your shit out there knowing that shit might not be fire.
Right.
I'm still going to respect that. Yeah. I'm not going to respect the nigga that got like 10,000 songs but he ain't put out one.
Right.
Feel me? So that's just a different kind of
making car freestyles and shit. I mean, how many niggas we know with the car freestyles? You know what I'm saying?
With the what?
The car freestyle.
I'm getting rented out the whip, though.
Yeah, they rented out the whip. The niggas that dropped the illest car freestyle from a rented Tesla and shit. You know what I mean?
Damn, not the Tesla.
Don't be too tight, dog. Don't be too tight. He's spending bread.
And I respect it though.
Right.
Oh, this really happened?
No, I'm talking shit, right? But I'm talking shit. But so how do you choose? Like, you know, bar none, bar the kid, but how do you choose what to get behind? Like, you know what I mean? Like, ultimately,
Consistency.
Work ethic.
Yeah.
Numbers.
Relationship.
What I like. Well, you know.
Audience. I think one thing that no one mentioned up here, because I think we focus so heavily on like people that we're comfortable with, we aren't looking at the people who are touching other audiences within our community too.
Yeah.
We talked about all our tops. We did not one person in here mentioned Cliff Notes and Oompa, and they've been on the biggest stages in the market.
Shout out to Oompa.
If you want to really keep it
I think
100,
for that, because the conversation about artists usually always goes into rap, and I asked that a lot earlier. I was like, why is it always about rap? There are so many other people in different sectors that are putting on for Boston in major ways, and we don't pay them no attention, because if it's not in the rap scene, then it almost doesn't matter, and I think that's super weird.
I just think
well, for me,
also, I think
it's red cups and
Well,
rap.
yeah, but for you, but that's for that platform. You're just one platform, but I see everybody else following. You get one person that interviews on this show, and then next thing you know, they're interviewing on every show. It's like, can we get somebody else?
Sometimes what happens,
when it comes to black
they
music,
could be on a
niggas
promo.
think rap first.
Yeah, like literally.
That's really what it comes down to in in a state like this. Nigga, like when niggas think black music, they think rap first.
Yeah, well,
But that's why I appreciate when you find somebody that's not
I'm
rap.
not saying the why is wrong. I'm just saying the why happens. That's
Right.
all I'm
No,
saying.
I'm just saying, but why though? If you really think about who our performing artists are, especially on the local side, our R&B artists are outperforming everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So why are we not
love
thinking about
R&B.
that? Miranda
R&B.
Ray's on more stages,
Like I
Amandi's
said,
on more stages than most of our rap community cumulatively.
We talk about this shit all the time, bro. We talk about this all the time, bro. That's my big dog. You already know, bro. I'm not against the why, bro, but it happens.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is that why are we overlooking the fact that our R&B scene, down to even the nightlife, is bigger than anything out
Bigger
here?
than
Look at
anything.
Silk. Use Silk as a prime example.
Last weekend there was not only Silk, but there was All the Fields, and then there
Yep.
was R&B Me. Like R&B is taking over, and I don't
I
feel
love
like we
R&B.
talk
I
about
like that.
R&B
The ladies
as
are
much
there.
as we do.
Yeah,
Got to
Afro
show
beats
these
too.
Panties, you know what I'm saying? Nigga fucking having to get, switched up.
Actually, when you think about it, it's wide open for R&B artists to like really run through here, because rappers rarely have females as fans, but R&B really has females as fans.
Is R&B
biggest consumer.
is
Been saying
Get
R&B?
Chanel all hyped up.
Chanel want that R&B.
Get Chanel.
Now,
She want that R&B.
Well, this is the thing, right? So we spoke about core audiences earlier, right? Like
Right.
where it's like you have to cater to whatever your audience is, right? I see the numbers. Like I'm a numbers guy. I'm a logistics guy. So
Yeah.
like whenever we have R&B artists up on this platform, it just doesn't do well.
But you got to be consistent with that also,
Right,
because
right.
the people
Yep.
that like R&B, they may start watching because you're consistently having R&B artists, but you mostly have rappers out of the 6 days of the week that you drop an episode.
Can I piggyback off of Sam is saying? It comes down to, the story that you genuinely want to tell.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to tell about R&B artists, fuck it if it's only 10 views on that bitch.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be
Nah,
200
fuck
views
that.
from whoever the fuck.
I get what you mean, because you put a lot of effort into this shit. Yeah, yeah.
Right. That also comes into, part of the problem that we have in this space where people are looking at it versus am I creating what I love, or am I actually being able to fucking live off of what I'm doing?
Right.
So that ties into it too, my nigga, to where a majority of niggas don't understand whether or not they're creating, whether because they actually love to create, or whether they're creating or whether they're trying to make some dollars off of it.
Right.
I respect that, because I ran into an R&B artist that I like so much, and I found him on Twitter, right? And then I click on his page. He's from Brockton. I'm like, hold on. I taken offense to this because he's hot and he's from here, and I didn't know about him, and I had to find out on Twitter.
Right.
Immediately, I reach out to him, start building a relationship. He's dope. I even sent him some production. Ballad, that's his name. His name is Ballad.
Okay. Shout
And
out
I
to
reached
Ballad.
out to B, and I was like, yo, B, like, I want to do a showcase. Like, I felt that strong about him. I'm like, yo,
Compelled
he
enough, yeah.
needs to be heard.
Right.
So when he said, is this something that you like, that you want to stand on and really push as far as content, I can respect that because he moved me so much that I felt like, nah, this man. I know that I'm looking at the comments like he kind of gave me like a little Maxwell feel, right?
Okay.
He got the little Afrocentric look and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, I know the ladies gonna fuck with him, and he can sing.
Ladies spend dollars.
Listen, when it's time to go to a show, we don't buy tickets.
Right.
Ladies bought the outfit before they bought their ticket.
That's a big fact.
Right? And then they drag us to it if we're going to go.
Right.
If we're going to shows, we'll get to the door and be like, yo, what it look like in there?
That's a fact.
What it look like? Yo.
I ain't going to sausage fest.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So females drive this. LL Cool J did it. Tupac had females too.
Must be amazing.
Big had females too. He said fat, black, and ugly as ever, however.
Coochie down to the
Fab
side.
took it. What does Drake have?
Yeah.
I don't go no drill shows. No drill shows, no extra hood shows.
What's your
if they ain't no women there, I don't want to be there, bro.
what's your life insurance policy look like?
Life insurance policy, I got one. Feel me? But I don't want to go to no nigga shit. No overly just everybody got hoods on, it's
Too
dark.
much
Niggas just sit on the
testosterone.
wall just watching each other. What the fuck I want to go to this for?
Right.
The fuck?
That's some shit I go to with my mans. But
Nah, that's some shit you go to
When
back
I
in the
feel
day,
it.
I'm
bro.
not gonna go. No, but I love that shit. So I think it's an individual thing.
But he was a rapper.
Right.
Right.
So that's why.
Right. So I
That's
love
your
that
essence.
shit, right? So I thrive in those fucking environments, right? So that's a me thing. And I understand that that's not an everybody thing, right? So but then again it's like inclusion is everything, and it's like you want to see the scene around the things that you're supporting, right? Maybe you may not understand why they wouldn't support it, right? But when everybody's on the same page and everybody's dialed into the same thing, that's a really gratifying feeling, right?
True,
When it's
true,
like
true, true.
we all see the potential here.
Right.
We all see why this is dope and why this is ill and why we should continue to push the culture forward and things of that nature, man. But I think it's that time where we start bringing this in for a landing, man. Anybody else got anything they want to tap into before we end this off?
Hey yo, first and foremost, stop being a whole ass bitch ass nigga.
Oh shit.
Put your work first, my nigga, and everything after that gonna take care of you. Trust and believe that. You know what I'm saying? Coming from me, my nigga. You understand?
Big no.
My nigga chill.
You heard?
Man, drink your water and mind your business, baby.
Yeah.
Patrice Roberts. So artist.
Exfoliate a little bit.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
stop
for sure. I'm
replying.
trying to get my glow right.
Stop replying to bots. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. Don't do it no more.
I like replying to bots.
No.
You mean the
exciting.
DM promo to Massachusetts?
Nah, the shit on your comments.
Fams in Massachusetts.
Oh, no, that's different. That's different.
Yeah.
No, I like replying to dickheads. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
'Cause
me too.
I give
Yeah,
that shit
you
back.
love
I
it.
give that shit back all day.
Me too.
I love
that
when you
shit.
talk about it on Twitter.
I'll be like, yo, Cash, you see this shit? Ah, right?
No,
I love that
as a matter
shit.
of fact, I gotta be real. I got caught up recently. You know what I'm saying? I put out the article with this man Millies. You know what I'm saying, on WBUR, right?
Mm-hmm.
Article goes crazy. It's you know what I'm saying. It's my the angle that I had was lit. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? He's Massachusetts mainstream. Da 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 da. This nigga wanna hop in my DM like, yo, bro, you're not gonna give him even more flowers, bro? Like, how the fuck? You know what I'm saying? He's doing amazing. In my head, I'm like, nigga, I didn't give him enough flowers. Like, I gave him the whole store, nigga. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, what more do you want from me?
I made a whole article about the man.
The whole article.
You're never gonna please everybody,
I
bro.
have to give drafts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You
So
can't be
in my
people
head, I'm
pleasing.
like, dog, like, yo, to that, you know what I'm saying? That nigga definitely got under my skin. Cause I'm like, nigga, like, what more do you want from me?
Nah,
You know what I'm
those
saying?
shits get ignored.
That ass, bro.
Things like that get ignored. I pick and choose what I want to give energy to.
Nah, I watch it.
just
I look at it so it shows that I've seen it.
Right.
Feel me?
Right. Facts.
That's it.
I love that shit.
I respond and then
I'm
I
done.
delete the response so they be like, oh shit, what you say? I was gonna be disrespectful. I'm sorry.
I want a nigga to
I'm
I'm
okay
starting
with
to
me.
block people, bro.
Yeah.
I've been blocking crazy.
I was like, you know what, fuck that. Watch me, cause I'm gonna be good. Shit, get your fucking popcorn and get ready for this shit. We just started,
me
but
personally,
I was like, nah, I don't want to
I feel
give
like-
niggas access to me.
Within what we do, we have to be so professional within what we do. So if we ever get to that point, it's almost like a blind fury. You're really just gonna have to run for cover, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, E gotta hold his composure all the time because we represent. Sam gotta hold his.
You know what I'm saying?
Fucking dead.
He represent. B got
My nigga being a bigger person.
Yo.
All of us, my nigga.
You know how many times I write God bless? And they be mad at that?
We gotta sit there and hold our composure, bro.
Not me.
What made you think I believe in God?
Facts.
Yo, it gets tiring being a bigger person.
Yeah.
I don't.
Nah, but sometimes I got time.
I mean,
That's it right there.
I got
Sometimes
time.
I got time.
Yeah.
I tell them I got time too.
there's a lot of red messages, but then there's a lot of chiz. We got time right now.
Nah, I hate it. I hate it because we all look short on camera.
Yeah.
When they see you in person, it's a whole different energy.
I mean, you just a tall nigga. I'm still short.
Yeah, man,
person.
hey, be like
I
that.
am still
Yeah,
short.
I'm still
Nah,
short.
it's all about how you shake my hand,
You know
though.
what I mean? All right, that's real.
It's all about how you shake my hand. Shake it like a bitch, I'm gonna treat you like a bitch.
Wow.
Respectfully.
I
You
use
know what I mean?
But
Say it with your wrist.
It is what it is.
anything else we want to end off with, man?
Follow C-Dub.
CWTFB Radio.
Follow
Exposed,
them.
it's lit.
It's lit.
Yo, shout out to the fact that, you know, if you genuinely, you know, are about what the fuck you on, you can really make a splash a lot more quicker than it used to be in previous times. So, nigga, the fucking ginger ale bottle holding shit up, right? You understand? Fucking, that's what I'm talking about right there. And I always say it, bro. Big love.
Thank you.
I'm gonna always say that shit.
Thank you, brother.
That shit is an indicator of the scene's growth. That
Right.
yo, somebody can come on, be dedicated, and within
Consistent.
2 years, nigga, you know what I'm saying? That's what they got.
Facts.
It's lit to be the first one.
Facts.
Cool. It's lit. Had to fucking put them, you know what I'm saying, teeth to the ground type
Right,
shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See them come on. You know what I'm saying? The fucking
Facts.
formula there. And you get there, my nigga.
Facts.
Yes.
And then we double back around and have this conversation right here.
But there's
That's
nothing
what's
wrong.
up.
There's nothing wrong with being competitive with each other.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Be
I'm fucking
respectful though.
competitive
Just
as hell.
be respectful, but be
I never said
competitive.
there wasn't no competition.
No, of course.
There's always going to be
Of
competition,
course.
right?
I'm a fucking Leo.
You know what I'm saying?
That's for the people
Die
watching
for
though.
The
competition.
museum TV. of
Leos
fucking-
always think they're right.
This bitch is what niggas say, right?
I ain't
Taurus
think,
is-
I ain't think about it. I knew I
Taurus
was.
is stubborn.
I'm very stubborn.
Yeah.
I'm a
You know what I mean?
Libra.
That's why I don't be petty with me.
Libra.
What does that
Libras
mean?
are good. I like
What
Libras.
does that mean?
I'm a Libra as well.
Yeah.
You're a Libra.
I am.
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh shit.
So I cut niggas
Libra.
up and throw salt on your head.
Yes, they
You
do.
know the time, baby.
But
You
I
know the
think
time, baby.
as a consensus, man, what this whole conversation really came to be and like what it's really about is we move faster together. You know what I'm saying? Like we get to the end goal together. All of us here, we represent different things. We have different networks, but imagine when we put all our networks together, which we are doing,
Right.
this should become something crazy.
Yes.
You know what I
Ooh,
mean?
yes.
And like I said, this ain't even all of us. There's a lot of other platforms out there that, you know, I wish I could have everybody on one show. You know what I mean? But this was beautiful. I really appreciate y'all being here. Y'all could have been doing anything else tonight.
Sleeping.
Right? Raising a baby. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Right.
You know, doing whatever it is that you do on a night like this.
Out the son of Jesus, bro. We good.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But this was CWTFB Radio. Choose what the future brings. Black culture through music, man.
Can
We
I ask you a
had
quick question, bro?
Oh,
Before
shit.
we can
All
go?
right. What up?
Some real nigga shit.
Yeah.
As a platform, what do you hope to bring to make sure we get there?
truth. I choose to
Aside
bring.
from truth, like you know, truth. You know what I'm saying? Is I feel like very vague. So like in terms of, you know, CWTFB Radio, choose what the future brings. What kind of future you trying to bring to this Massachusetts shit? My nigga Chiz, 2021 Podcast of the Year, Boston Music Awards,
That's a really good question. What
Central Chocolate.
this nigga. What I choose to bring. Nobody's gonna be that in a long time.
Pause.
What I choose to bring, man, is you know, opinion from somebody who's there. You know what I mean? From that perspective, where it's like, I knew that I didn't do what I had to do as a rapper, right? So it's like, all right, I knew what I did wrong. Don't make those same mistakes. And those are the type of conversations that I like to conjure with a lot of these dudes. It's like, yo, bro, like, I've been there and I fumbled
Big fact.
by doing this dumb shit.
Talk your shit.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't do enough. I wasn't out here networking enough. That's the fucking, it's the key word of the night, man.
Big facts.
I stayed in my bubble. I thought I was lit. I was okay with being the littest nigga, you know what I mean, in my crew. On my label, I was the nicest rapper. But that's just being a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody gives a fuck about that shit, right? And then when you put a nigga like that around bigger fish, it's like, oh shit. I'm about to drown, my nigga. I didn't even know fish can drown. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. It's like, what are you willing to do, my nigga? You willing to grow? You willing to really get uncomfortable and like really put yourself on the line yourself?
Take risks.
Right. Risking shit, risking time, risking, precious time too with family, loved ones, relationships, all types of shit. So that's the truth that I'm talking about, right? Where it's like, I've been there, done that, and I just don't want nobody to make my mistakes.
Yo, there's no funny shit. I super respect that. And obviously I wanted to ask you, just as, a platform, it's not so many times I get to sit down all at the same time. So I genuinely want to ask this one question before we dip off. Like, when y'all hear somebody say, I would die by this shit, how do y'all feel about that? If I could just hear the response from all of y'all on some real shit. Because I personally feel like, nigga, I done sacrificed my whole life for this shit. But,
When somebody says something like that, it's just time will show and tell, bro. It'll show and prove. Time will only tell, bro. Because it's not gonna happen overnight. We know this. You know this. 8 years in, bro.
100%.
It's longevity.
Yeah.
What do y'all, like, do y'all feel that whole I'm gonna die by it though? Do y'all feel like that's excessive? Okay.
No,
I don't think that anything. I don't think that anything is permanent, and I do think that along with you saying emotional maturity and stuff like that, sometimes you gotta let shit go if it's time to let shit go. So I don't believe that I'll die by anything, but I do know that I'm in this for a while, and I have the vision and I want to see it through. So for me, I'm not going to stop until I see it through. But if it kills me, I'm going to let it go.
Talk that shit.
I like that.
There you go.
That's excellent.
Yeah, you got ended on that one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Ain't nobody going to be better than that one.
I don't even know where I was at, man. But it's CWTFB Radio, man. We have family in the building, man. We in Exposed TV Studios. We motherfucking love y'all, man. And, yeah, till next week. We out.
Yes.